And what a shot from Kirica, taking that off the ceiling, underneath the ball, and straight down the middle.
Oh, there it is, out of the blue!
2 seconds left on the clock and the Joker finds something out of nothing!
Now, that pass from Shadow was immaculate, playing it straight down center. Hecky just had to get a touch, and it's all he needed.
Sonic has a chance, it's an open net if he sees it. Looking for the shot downfield, goes into the corner, Kilogram! He gets the goal!
That's just in front of the net. Nuke barely keeps it out there, dies on the goal line. The last shot, it finds it through. Entity gonna pick it up.
Ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else, welcome. This is RSC SSA Season 3 playoffs tonight for Elite. Our Elite tier will be battling it out, so we may crown by the end of the night a champion for this tier. And this is probably the closest fought of all the tiers, as you will see in a moment. And what an enormous privilege to be here. And making it possible, of course, are our sponsors. Our sponsors for the cash money in our prize pool is Nixa. And that money is here and ready to be distributed to our winners. Thank you very much to Nixa. And then our broadcast sponsors who've been with us all season long through league play and now through playoffs. Genisus Extreme. Huge shout out to our sponsors. Thank you very much. And hello to everybody that is here and already in chat. I see Jerome is here. Escapade is here. Yoshi, Ginger, well, Ginger's here in the box as well, Genie and others. How's it, guys? Good to have you. Don't forget our merch. T-shirt orders are closing end of Friday. One of a kind. There'll only be one print run of this, so it will be a collector's item, a rare item. Get your merch before the end of Friday. All right, let's have a look at where we are and where we have come from. All the league play is done. We had draft day. Well, we started off with the draft lottery. Then we had the draft day. Then we had preseason. And then we had 9 weeks of league play. All of those done and dusted. Here we are in playoffs. Rivals. We have a rival champion, the Jokers. Beg your pardon, a prospect champion, which are the Jokers, and the rival champion of Critical Force. And tonight we go in search of our Elite champion. And in addition to all the champions get a little emoji in Discord to show that they are RSC champions. But in addition to that, they get a share of the 18,000 Rand prize pool. 5,000 Rand for Elite. First place will get 3,350 Rand. Second place gets 1,650 Rand. So a little bit of a financial bump for those who finish second, first, and second. And here is the schedule. This is play-ins and playoffs. There are 2 play-ins games, and what that means that place 3 and 6 on the log get to face off in a best of 5. The winner of that goes through to the semi-finals. Then there's another play-in between places 4 and 5. Did I say? So it's 3 and 6 and 4 and 5 will play in a best of 5. They go through to the semi-finals to meet top of the log, which are in this case Delta Force and Prototype, who are already waiting in the semi-finals. So to make sure we're bringing all of this to you, we have 2 streams running. We'll have one of the playoffs here. That's going to be the Queens versus Ostrom. And then we have a B stream for the Darkness versus Prowlers match. And the B stream tonight is being hosted and run by Bruv, the GM of Critical Force. The link is in chat, so make sure you have both of those streams up and running so you miss none of the action. So our casters tonight to bring us the first play-in match, Muzz and Lolly. Gentlemen.
Yeah, great beat. This is it. We're here. Elite tier has finally arrived.
So we have, this is a really, really close tier. And when we have a glance at the standings, you're going to see how close it is. The points difference between 6th place and 1st place is 3. 3 points is all that separates them. So teams had to be separated by goal difference. They're head to head. It is really, really close here. So any one of these top 6 could easily have finished 1st or 2nd. It is that close.
Oh,
Muzz.
yes.
Do we have
Lolly's
Muzz?
jumping
Okay,
in. No, Lolly's got this.
Okay, I'll go. Cool. So yeah, I'm very excited. I personally have played every single team here, and myself, I can say that all of them are really, really solid. Especially the 2 that we have going on tonight: the Dynasty Queens versus DSQ Ostrom, the 3rd seed versus the 6th seed. What are your thoughts, Muzz?
I mean, that's a big one, right? It's quite a kind of big gap there between them, LOL and Isa. And of course, you and I had predictions that were not favoring the Dynasty Queens. Then that's gonna conversation for another overload that's gonna come just now. So,
all right, well, gentlemen, this is our play-ins. The first of 2 play-ins being done. Remember, one here, one over on Bruv's stream. But here on the main stream will be Queens, Dynasty Queens versus DSQ Ostrom. Gentlemen, bring us a banger.
As I mentioned, this is going to be a good game. Myself playing them, I think that both these teams are very equal. Even though Dynasty Queens is only the 6th seed and DSQ Ostrom is the 3rd seed, I still think they're very even in terms of their skill level, Muzz.
yeah, it's going to be close, right? I want to see that Flosee versus Clever Rabbit matchup, right? These are different season winners. I think Flosee season 1, Rabbit season 2 winners there, respectively, Lolanizer. So everyone has, just the bragging rights and, kind of things they want to put down on the field.
That is definitely true. But who do you think's taking it, though? What's your prediction for this match?
I mean, I've gone for Ostrom, right? I've done an Ostrom 3-1 here in this best of 5, of course.
Oh no, I've done the same result, Mr. Muzz. We are hopping on that Ostrom Ostrom train.
Yeah.
3-1.
It's going to be close, right? I mean, I want to see what's happening. When you look at those stats, right, and you see guys like Chase and Tim Tam just doing incredibly well, though, for the Queens, I mean, then I'm like, okay, Dynasty Queens might be able to show up here big time, right? I mean, Chase also comes with this wealth of experience of a lot of competitive play in the RLCS and other such competitions. And so I don't think we can sleep on the Queens, though, right?
No, we cannot. Taking a look at DSQ. You have to remember that these players 3 of the 4 players you see on screen here are in the top 10 for the stats power rating. Only 1 on the side of Dynasty Queens have made it into that top 10. So DSQ is definitely stacked. They definitely have what it takes. And I do want to see them falsify our prediction.
Yeah, I mean, Flosee is doing something ridiculous, right? You know, top scorer, the next thing, like most wins, etc., most assists. I mean, Flosee is doing absolutely damage here in this elite tier Lowlands, and it's probably why Ostrom have had such a good season, right?
Oh yes, definitely. I mentioned it yesterday when we were looking over at the rivals. When you have a team that can play as a team and get those pass plays through, it can be such a nightmare to defend against. So when you have players like Flosee going for those assists, it makes a very big difference.
Makes a massive difference. Of course, I don't think we're going to see 1K on the field today. He also in that top 10 for assists as well. So everyone here on the side of Ostrom doing incredibly well. But Dynasty Queens, though, we need to check out that team. Because, of course, Chase, Clever Rabbit, and Tim Tam coming in here strong. And we know how formidable this team can be.
Oh, yes, we do. As you mentioned, some players here have some experience, Chase. He's played a little bit in that RLCS side. Clever Rabbit, I believe, also has a little bit of experience over there. All these players really solid, really good. They know what they need to do to take over DSQ Ostrom and bring this to their win.
Yeah, and I think what's coming out for me here the most, Lolan, as the most clean sheets, right? Tim Tam and Chase. They are the top 2 when it comes to most clean sheets. And now, is that going to be the big factor in if Ostrom can get a goal tonight? Big defenders there on the side of Queens.
It very well could be. It very well could be. But, you know, when I do take a look at the last result between these two teams, which was all the way in week 4, so that was quite a while ago, you know, definitely wasn't very recent. But when that did happen, Ostrom took down Queens 4-0. So that is a sweep in that best of 4 game. And I mean, that could speak towards what might happen here. But at the same time, it was only in week 4. That was over like 5-6 weeks ago. It's been a while.
Ages ago, so long ago. None of us can even remember what happened in week 4. Literally 1 week after that, week 5, right? Prototype beat Ostrom 3-1. And of course, Prototype being the second seed here in Elite Tier, waiting for one of these 2 teams here, Lowlands, of course, DSQ Ostrom. Well, they don't want to lose to Prototype again. They first need to take down the Queens. Best of 5 ahead of us here. I mean, both of us, we've gone for a 3-1 prediction. I hope chat is not going to bring out the pitchforks for both of us.
You know, we will find out. But also, just to go on what you did say, Queens did have the 2-all match against Prototype. You know, this could go either way. We will find out very shortly, hopping in to game number 1.
Yeah, this is a big one, guys. Ostrom taking on the Dynasty Queens, your best of 5. The play-ins, Elite Tier. One of these 2 teams is going to face, of course, Prototype.
Oh, yes, they will. We'll see what can happen. Rabbit right off the go. Looking for a little bit of a flip reset. Kept away by Flosee. Ball's a little bit awkward. Going to try keep it forward. Can't quite chase. Keeps the 50 away. Silent Oscar keeping the pressure going. A little bit of a demo on the back end. We'd like to see him chase. Taking that control. Taking his time to get that ball out of the Queen's half. But it's brought right back. Queens, they've been in their half for now the first 30 seconds of this game.
Yeah, just want to see how it goes down. Of course, yesterday we mentioned best of 7 is a little bit longer to play in terms of game time. Now best of 5 has to be quicker. You have to punch harder, and you have to see who's going to be able to come out firing from the get-go to get that dub. And already a ball going all the way downfield. There it is. Ostrom finding the first one.
You know, that one's coming from 1K, who both you and I thought wasn't actually playing through today, but here he is. He's scoring the opening goal for Ostrom. 40 seconds in, Queens, their third man was pushing a little bit too far forwards, left that net wide open for 1K.
Yeah, so there we go, 1K on the board. Yeah, Ostrom on the board. And Dynasty Queens are going to have to come back with a rebuttal if they can. Flosee already looking to take an opportunity here. Can he get past one? He can't beat out Chase. Chase, of course, with the world's experience here on this Dynasty Queen side. Rabbit trying to fight out Silent there. Silent, can he break the ground? Pinch not going to be able to. Is the second man coming in here? Flosee can't get the dunk. Almost a second here for Ostrom. But it's going to be kept up by a decent defense from the Queens.
And again, as I mentioned earlier, Queens is struggling to get out of their own half. Chase is going to try to do it here with the sideward double. He does manage to get it past Oscar Tim Tam, slamming that one down, goes to Flosee. Maybe an opportunity, gets the pre-flip pop, but that will be a pretty chilled save for Chase. to keep it around, but the ball still not making it out of that red half. Flosee keeping it around, looking for more opportunities for Ostrom, just keeping that pressure going constantly. Ostrom are not letting Queens get the space to make any mechanical outplays.
Well, this is how you end up third during league play, right, Lolanizer? You make sure that your defense is incredibly tight and you do not allow yourself to concede and anyone to get into the back of the net now. Silent. Is he going to be able to do something here for Ostrom as well? Ball going all the way back in. Tim Tam, he's going to find one for the Queens. And yeah, a bit of a loose, awkward one this.
You know, both these goals so far just happened from the last man pushing up a little bit too aggressively there. I think it was 1K pushed up past that far post. Once again, the net was wide open for some seeking eye to put it right in. So now we're back in a 1-1 game, despite all the pressure that DSQ has been keeping throughout the game.
I've been holding strong onto that position, as you mentioned. Ostrom want to try close this out as well. Chase is going to try to get the top bins of Silent. Just off the back wall, decent defense. Rabbit going up for it as well. Can't get a hand onto it. And Chase is going to find a second man in the midfield. Tim Tam, goal scorer there. Trying to look for that action as well. Chase getting demoed. 1K. Rabbit fighting. Maybe someone's going to be able to bring it down. Tim Tam looking for the shot. Oh, decent defense there from Flosee. Keeps them out.
Keeps them out and starts the counter-attack. 1K tries to get the flick. Will be a little bit low. The bump almost lands. Now DSQ once again bringing on the offense. Flosee unable to reach that one. Wabbit taking this one down into the corner, looking for opportunities for Queens. There haven't been too many of those, but they're starting to get that ball rolling. Oscar, big touch to the backboard. Wabbit now past mid to Chase, kept away. Once again, DSQ, they're bringing the pressure back onto the side of the Queens. A little bit awkward here in front of net, but Queens will be safe for now.
Maybe a lot more OTs coming out tonight than what we saw last night during the rival tier. I don't want to speak too soon, but obviously one apiece here, 2 minutes to go. Maybe an overtime in game one would be fantastic there. Shots already going toward the Queen's side there. Nothing of course landing. And Rabbit's going to come with the counter attack on the right hand side. Can he get over one? Can't beat out Flosee. Flosee is going to hang on that wall like the spider monkey he is and pop it out.
Now Ostrom looking for chances. Wabbit huge clear downfield. Oscar is going to need a jump for that. Gets a great touch onto the backboard. Flosee unable to follow. Wabbit's shot was almost on, but not quite. Chase now. Great touch out to the side. Oscar will be there, but Tim Tam wins the 50. Ball landing back in DSQ's half. Queens unable to progress this one too much further into the side of offense. Chase, big shot through Oscar. Unable to reach that one. And Queens, they're going to find themselves a 1-goal lead in this game with 1 minute 20 left.
And Silent just, wearing the lead boots right now. Oh, just not able to get back. Just ball, beating him there. 81 kilometers per hour. And Queens go ahead. You're Lolanizer. But you just think Silent not caught napping at the back. They're maybe not able to make that save.
Again, every single goal so far this game has been from the same sort of thing, where the third man just isn't really expecting a shot. It's a great clear from Chase. That could have been an opportunity. Wab, a great touch mid, will be kept away by DSQ. They need a goal. They don't have too much time to get it. Maybe 1K can make a difference. Tries to get past him. Can't quite. Now Wabbit sitting a little bit awkward in his net. DSQ, they're looking for the opportunities. As I mentioned, 50 seconds left on the clock. They need a goal soon.
Yeah, they need that goal soon. And of course, Chase doing good working defensive again just to keep them out there. Tim Tam looking for that opportunity. Flosee has to keep them out. And I think Flosee's just been incredibly well in defense at the back for Ostrom, just making sure that, we're not going to get Queen shooting on them. Even though they are down by 1, though, you think that statement's a bit odd, but Flosee has been doing stellar work at the back there. Talking about 1K, almost able to pop it in. Flosee can't get the dunk, though. Oh, we're going to see Silent come in. It doesn't look like it as well. So the clock's ticking down here, and Ostrom not able to string too many passes together and allowing their second or third man to try and get a shot on their Lolanizer. So, yeah, Queens might just be able to take this one.
They might, unless Ostrom can find something, which they don't. Oscar will get a touch to the side. 10 seconds left. What can he do? Big clear out, but that's just going to land back into possession of the Queens from Chase. Tim Tam looking to pounce in. 1 second left. No one from purple on that ball, and that will be game number 1 going to the Dynasty Queens.
Oh, there it is, right? So we know Ostrom, third place, Flosee, big name sitting there on the DSQ Ostrom side, but not able here in game 1 to take down Dynasty Queens. Chase, Tim Tam, Rabbit, they are your victors. Only 1 goal difference though, Lolanizer.
Only 1 goal difference, and to say that those goals, all 3 goals in this game, were all from small positional mistakes. This, just a little bit of neating up on your third man can make a huge difference in this series so far. Chase there, he takes MVP, taking his showing off his little bit of a RLCS experience here in the elite tier.
Yeah, you love to see it, right? Had the 1 goal, 3 shots that come in as well. Look at the shots though on the side of Ostrom, right? 2 from Flosee, 2 from 1K. So definitely opportunities that were handed to DSQ Ostrom, and just obviously nothing landing, maybe left, right of the box there. Obviously saves as well coming up from Dynasty Queens and Lolanizer. And so going into game number 2 here, where Queens have the advantage. Are we going to see Ostrom make a comeback? I don't think I saw too many kind of flashes in the pan there for Ostrom. And as you mentioned, the goals all seem to be a little bit too awkward and unexpected.
Yeah, all the goals, just little mistakes on your back line, and I feel like if DSQ can neaten it up a little bit, just make sure their third man is just a little bit more patient and rather waits in his position rather than pushing through, being told this by Zany, position over momentum, they might have a great chance at taking this one home.
Yeah, that's going to be the case, right? Well, here we go, game number 2. Let's see what's going to happen. 5 minutes ahead of us. Chase already running up the wall there. He's looking for the opportunity. Can he get it down? Though we see Silent already making that save, though. So keeping Chase out, and Dynasty almost opening the scoring here. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Rabbit, he gets the goal.
Now, Queens, they're finding another early lead. Oscar unable to reach out on the backboard, and 1K went for the squishy save, but had a lot of faith in his teammate reaching that. It's a little bit awkward on the back line. Queens, the 1-0 early on in the game, is speaking into favor of them.
And Dynasty Queens having a good time of this best of 5 series at the moment. It seems Jalolan as they have to keep out Ostrom though. Can they do so? Rabbit has to go up there. We see Silent looking for the opportunities. He's going to try and get one more. Oh, the second man though from Ostrom. Maybe just bundling that one, not able to do it. And Tim Tam on the counter. He's got Chase in the midfield though. Oh, it's not going to meet the man. Flosee has to keep this one out. So just when you think Dynasty Queens are going to be able to put in a second Rabbit from the corner. He is there though. Silent's going to go up for this one. Does have 1K underneath in case he needs the backup. Ostrom can string too much together at the moment.
It's a bit of a double commit there. Not ideal, especially when you're sitting down a goal. There is still lots of time. Tim Tam on that one immediately. Beautiful shot onto the bar down. I wasn't quite sure if that was going to get saved away by the post or not. But Dynasty, they're extending their lead by 1 more goal. And that's starting to look a little bit more in their favor.
Oh, and just, you know, we were asking Sfaulcon about this team and how his teammates are going to do. And he said Tim Tam is always going to come in and clean up and do so well at the back. And that just seems like Tim Tam ticked that box. So thank you, Sfaulcon, and thank you, Tim Tam.
Now DSQ, they're looking for another opportunity. Chase, I like the corner read attempt, but the ball goes out to Rabbit. 3 goals now. The opportunities, they're just starting to go further and further away from the side of DSQ Ostrom.
Well, they are the Queens, and of course, Queens can move in any direction, in any position, Olanizer, and they're doing just that.
They are indeed. They have the right deck in hand. Tim Tam, great pass to Chase on the back pass. Looking for the follow-up, can't quite find it. Flosee looking for the possession. The ball's a little bit awkward. Almost another opportunity for Queens. Tim Tam keeping that one around. Maybe Wabbit can find something double commit from Ostrom on the back end, but it does get that ball out of their half, which is extremely crucial. Little pass play coming through. Chase, big shot, kept away by Flosee. Queens, they're starting to find each other. They're starting to look even more deadly.
Looking deadly, and you know, just when you think like this seems to be the end of the day, right? There's so much time in game number 2 here that, of course, DSQ Ostrom, they can come back easily here. Oh, almost a shot there from Tim Tam, but when you think you've got 3 minutes of Rocket League, so much can happen here. Anything from 1K Flosee and Silent, of course, can come out here, but so much of the possession being controlled here by Dynasty Queens. Chase, of course, holding the ball, so is Rabbit. It's just Ostrom aren't even able to get out of their own half here, not even able to get out of their own defensive third.
Not just that, half the time a lot of their players are just getting deleted off the field, which means there's no one there to keep it up. Tim Tam, with opportunities of his own onto the backboard. DSQ Ostrom, they're still sitting in their own half. They're starting to struggle for boost more and more. They need to find a way out because they still have 3 goals that they need to score. Otherwise, this game is not going to have much hope.
So it's such an awkward save that we have to see come out there from 1K as well. You've got to try put it onto your own crossbar, almost try, you know, not get the dunk, own goal on your own team. I think that just tells you about the pressure that Ostrom are feeling here. Dynasty Queens, they are owning every single second and minute of the gameplay here, and Ostrom are feeling it.
They are indeed. 2 minutes left. Queens, they're playing for time. Flosee might find the opportunity to get a pass, but it won't quite be meeting 1K in the mid. Big clear out once again. Ostrom, they're starting to take more control. That touch, though, goes out to Rabbit on the backboard. DSQ, they still look for opportunities. Passes are coming through. They're there. They're in offense, but they're just not putting anything extremely convincing onto the net of Dynasty Queens.
Yeah, Tim here sitting on 2 demos as well. Oski or Silent making the 3 saves. Then again, the defense has to be so incredibly resolute there on the back from Ostrom, as though they've just put in their work here. Flosee going up, can't do nothing about it. Silence as well, getting contested so early by Rabbit. That's what you love to see from the Dynasty Queens, right? They're just getting in your face. They shot almost coming up from Chase, would have been top bins. They're making a 4 as well. Not that they need it though, right? They're leading by 3 here, and the goal difference is huge. Oh, control the top bins. They're there to Tim Tam. Oh man, they didn't need it, but they got it.
You know, they may not need the goal, but I've seen many times before when you start trying to change your playstyle while having a lead, you start to play a little bit off and giving up free goals. So I do like that they're not changing it up. They're just keeping doing what they've been doing the whole game. They don't mind if they get extra goals along the way, as long as they win the game. So that seems to be going well for the side of Dynasty Queens, but DSQ Ostrom, they're going to need a big change in playstyle if they want to bring themselves back into the series.
Yeah, 1K sitting on the 100 right now, so just conserving the boost, seeing what play can be made out here. Silent gonna pop it over 1. Can he pop it over 2? Can he get into the corner? There it is. 1K though came in with that blistering 100. Finally, they get a goal.
DSQ finally opening up the scoreboard for themselves. 47 seconds left. You know, a couple good kickoffs in a row could make this game go their way, but it is incredibly unlikely.
Yeah, can't call anything until the fat lady sings their say, but sharp opportunities coming at you. 1K, man, that was almost an amazing shot there into the top corner though. Kept at bay, kept up by that woodwork. Now Chase on the counter does have Tim Tam. Can they do something with it? Maybe a dunk's gonna come of it though, but Flosee and the team keep it out. And now Flosee looking for a counter. He's gonna try to get a pinch from the corner. Can he find a second man shot coming out there? Chase puts a big body in front, keeps them out. That's the story of the Dynasty Queens tonight.
Is indeed. They're blocking every shot. There's some pressure coming from DSQ. The momentum's starting to look good. But Queens, they're still not letting anything past their net. Chase, great touch to the sidewall. 9 seconds left. The game has been sealed in the side of the Queens. But DSQ, they're going to keep looking to try get themselves just a little bit of extra momentum as we head into game number 2. The ball will touch down. Queens get themselves the second win in a row, looking down the barrel of a sweep.
Well, now already on serious point here, folks. And so Dynasty Queens, they can close everything out in 3. DSQ, Ostrom, Lolanizer, they need to sit in that Discord call in the locker room. Have those chats, have those conversations. What can we do? Look at that. The 8 saves from Ostrom alone here. Lolanizer, they were on the back foot for a lot of that game.
They really were. The pressure coming from the side of DSQ was extremely good. We do see the field domination. Look at the bar, not the numbers. DSQ, Dynasty had a lot more pressure. They constantly had the ball in their hands, and they were just making DSQ just a little bit overwhelmed.
I mean, overwhelmed seems to be the story, right? If you have shots like that from Tim Tam scoring, then where Chase is able to, that active defense is able to stop you from scoring, then, it's difficult. 1K, Silent, Flosee, they're having these opportunities. They're taking shots, though, but things aren't gelling for them, right? I don't want to say it's butterflies. I don't want to say that elite planes is stressful, but you only have a best of 5. You lock in now or you're going home.
That is very true, and I do remember we mentioned the fact that I think it was Flosee had been some of the most assists in the league. I haven't been seeing those assists coming through. Maybe that's something they need to start bringing out again, looking for their teammates, looking to keep the ball in their possession to themselves or to their teammate, maybe just looking for a little bit more opportunities and getting the ball down on that Queen's net. Otherwise, as you mentioned, they are going to be looking at going out of the play-ins.
We've got Flosee with the most wins, right, Lolan, as a 63% during the league play, okay? He's not supposed to lose. He's not supposed to go down already 2-0 here against the Dynasty Queens, but Dynasty Queens have stepped up tonight.
They have indeed, but DSQ, they're going to do what they can to keep this around. Wabbit looking for an opportunity. Maybe a little bit of a hook shot. Will be a pass down to the other side. Tim Tam, I think it was, not committing for a big touch. The backboard might be awkward for DSQ. kept away by Flosee. Wabbit on that dunk immediately, not letting that ball pass the halfway mark, and that has been what the Queens have been doing constantly throughout the series. They're not giving Ostrom the time nor the space to make a play.
Yeah, nice control there by Tim just from the corner, already getting contested by 1K, but I'm not sure if it's going to be too much here for Ostrom. Maybe again 1K taking a shot that's going to be a bit too wide. Yeah, pins from the corner though. Tim able to collect the one. Finds Chase, the beautiful touch though. Can Chase do something with it though? Oh man, wow. Huge save there coming out from Flosee. You need to have that just resoluteness at the back there for Ostrom. Oh, almost they're coming in. Rabbit almost gets the first one again here in game number 3 though. Kept out.
Oscar now on the backboard, looks for opportunities. He looks for the bump. I like to see it, but it will be saved away. Queens now coming down the field. Chase looking for a shot. Won't quite get into the net, but it will be a little bit awkward for DSQ to handle. Oscar now. Big clear out. That will just land in the hands of Wabbit. Great 50 from Oscar to keep it around in that red half. They're not letting through as many goals as they did last game, which is looking like a good sign for DSQ, but they really need to start finding their momentum and finding a couple more goals for them.
Yeah, I just think that shot also finding a defender as well. Flosee has to clean it up and seems to be kind of what Ostrom are doing right now. Always trying to clean up from some defender's shot though, not, you know, setting the pace themselves in this game 3 and in this series as well in totality. Yeah, Rabbit with the shot though, 1K making the save, a nice early save as well. Very important for Ostrom. They just keep out Dynasty Queens. They've been wreaking havoc on your net.
Oh, and there was such a good opportunity. The touch from Flosee was really good onto the backboard there, but there was no one to follow it up. A little bit of a demo. I wasn't sure who died there. Tim will clear it back into that purple half. Wabbit looking for the reader. I can't find it, but Oscar is awkward. That 50 landing up in Chase. He will get the beat. He will look for the touch of the backboard. Maybe Tim there for the shot, kept away this time by 1K. Oscar trying to clear it away, but he can't quite reach it. 1K's last man back. Not much boost. DSQ though, they will get an escape. 1K looking for the opportunities. Chase keeping it out of the Dynasty net. Neither team finding the opportunities to score just yet, but the defense, the offense, it has been much better from the side of DSQ.
Still 0-0 on the scoreboard here. LOLDENIZE. I'm not going to say we're going to get that OT, but I'd love to see it as well. The golden goal to send, or at least Queens through to play prototype, but we're going to see if that's going to be the case right now, as we do see Oscar trying to get on that counter, trying to force something here for this Ostrom side though. Oscar again trying to catch the ball, but Chase though already beating them on the halfway line there. Oscar again trying to do something, doesn't get the bump, so Chase is going to be able to clear that one, and those bumps so important in that physical play. Get rid of a defender and try get your second or third man to score here, but Ostrom, they were not finding the ball there. They did not find the pass. Ball getting sent down long field here by Queens.
Queens once again, they look for an opportunity. Chase, touchdown, makes it awkward for DSQ. Tim, beautiful shot to the far post. Now Dynasty, they take the last second lead. 1 minute 18 left on the clock. Now DSQ really need to find an answer. Otherwise, Queens will be going home, going to the playoffs, and DSQ will be knocked out.
Yeah, and Chase just made the smallest, cheekiest touch there, allowing Tim to send in that roaring shot, 120 kilometers per hour. LOLDENIZE just absolutely finesse put on that ball. And Dynasty Queens, that's all they need, right? 1 goal and they can clear out this whole entire series here, and Tim would be the hero.
Could be, but Oscar, he's looking for follow-up. A little pinch to mid, will be kept away this time once again by Tim. He gets a bit of a dunk. Flosee's touch is backwards. Wabbit there for the huge clear, sending it back to the purple half. This is where the Queens want the ball to stay. This is not where DSQ needs it though. They're looking for the opportunities to get it out of their half. The Queens, they're doing what they did in games 1 and 2. They're keeping the ball awkward. They're looking for opportunities. Oscar though, he will keep DSQ alive for now. Maybe this could be the chance for them to find an attack.
Still going to be the chance to find him for the attack there. Again here from the back foot, Flosee has to run it up all the way up the field once again. The Rabbit again. Oh, close. Man, imagine Tim would have sunk that one. He really would have been chuffed with himself though. But Rabbit just doing so much good work there in the midfield, stopping any transitional play moving forward, any forward momentum that can be garnered here by the Ostrom side. Rabbit is there to cut it out, and that's just how good this Dynasty Queens team are. Yeah, league play might not be good, right? You finish 6th, but you take it on 3rd place right now. You mentioned that they lost to them as well during league. LOL, and as well, I'll tell you, they're not looking like they're losing tonight.
They are not looking like they're losing at all. They played such a phenomenal series. As I mentioned, they're just not giving space. They're not allowing any opportunities for their opposition to find goals. And that has been leading them very well throughout the series and potentially extremely well throughout the day.
And there it is. GG's Dynasty Queens already. They're going through to that semi-final here. Loldenazza, they will take on Prototype, and I think DSQ Ostrom, they struggled to find their footing at all.
Yeah, they struggled a lot of the time. The first game being awkward, they definitely cleaned it up compared to what happened in the first game, but they couldn't find the opportunities to take down the Queens. A lot of these goals, they were just a little bit too awkward, got past that last man and found their way into the net.
Yeah, they did indeed there. And looking at these replays there, Rabbit taking a nice little cheeky shot. 1K couldn't get up for it as well. This seems to be the story of the day, that whether it were those odd unexpected goals or big Tim Tam goals there. Yeah, oh my god, Dynasty Queens had a stellar time.
They definitely did. They had some very wise moments, like that little fake from Chase to get the ball out to Wabbit. And, you know, they definitely looked like a really solid team. And I'm very excited to see how they're going to progress throughout the day. If they'll make their ways past Prototype, that shot from Tim Tam, by the way, absolutely phenomenal. But I'm very curious if they're going to make their way through to the grand finals or if they'll get knocked out here in the playoff bracket.
That's going to be the question of the night. Would love to hear how Prowlers are doing against Shadow Darkness as well. Of course, our other playing series there, and they are going to be potentially playing Delta Force. Of course, one of them, Lolanaz. I don't know if you have any update there for us.
I'll take a look in a second. Just worth mentioning real quick, Chase takes home the series MVP in this match.
Yes.
Lots of shots, not that many goals, but he definitely showed his worth between the amount of pressure he put on with the shots, his power in the defensive line with his 4 saves and some passes out to his teammates. Definitely made a big impact for the Queens.
Yeah, of course, right. When you're making those 4 assists and making 3 saves, that's very important for the team here, Loldenazza. Overall, series stats, let's see what went down. Of course, Dynasty Queens, they're owning shots, goals, putting the pressure onto Ostrom that they had to make those 18 saves. Man, oh man. I think just from game 1 straight through to game 3, Loldenazza, we didn't see Queens actually let go at all.
No, they definitely did not. They were constantly battering the DSQ side. Despite looking at the field domination and seeing it's pretty even, that field, the DSQ, they couldn't get out of their half. They were constantly, every single time one of them were on the ball, someone from the Dynasty Queens was shutting it down immediately, not giving any opportunities. And when you go and you look at the shots, Dynasty, they had a lot more than DSQ.
Here we go. Mr. Greybeard is with us.
So just for the quick update on the other side. So, of course, there was a technical issue at the start of the other play-in, which meant they started 10 minutes late. And then, of course, they had a 5-minute overtime in game 1 just to make things even more interesting for us. But the result there was that the Prowlers took that game 1 in after 5 minutes of overtime. And now currently in game 2 with 2 minutes left, the Prowlers are 3-0 up. So the Prowlers looking pretty good that side. But this side, Queens and DSQ, my goodness. Given how close they were, I really thought this would, how close the whole table has been. I thought there'd be a much bigger fight here, but the Queens looking for blood out there, taking it down in a sweep. Outstanding performance. So, yeah, gentlemen, thank you for bringing that to us. We're going to go now and have a little chat with Wabbit, a clever rabbit from the Dynasty Queens. And, geez, Rabbit, were you expecting, I mean, a great performance, but were you expecting it to be that good for you?
No, to be honest, I was expecting it to be incredibly difficult. DSQ, when we played them in the league, they kind of like destroyed us. It wasn't even close then, and so we took our preparation for this game extremely seriously.
Yeah. I mean, what amazed me at the start of the stream, looking at the standings, 3 points 3 game wins separating 6th place and 1st place. I mean, this has been a very, very tight tier, which also, given that it should have been a lot closer. And as honestly as you can, was this result because you guys prepared well and were playing much better, or was it DSQ not having their best day?
I think it's DSQ not having their best day and us playing well. To be 100% honest, I would say it's about 70% the preparation we put in and 30% the issues that they were facing, if I had to like split them out like that. But yeah, you could see Oscar was like lagging a bit as well. So, you know, Flosee wasn't feeling comfortable in his car, needed to change it mid-series. So, you know, I think we just got in their heads a bit, and it helped us go even further. We were in our own heads as well, like just building the momentum.
Well, you're up against, next up you are up against Prototype, or no? Which is your match?
I'm not sure, but I mean, we're ready to play anyone, like you said.
Yes, well, it's critical force of Prototype. Oh man, I really should be knowing this, but so given the result you have now, I mean, that's got to give you a huge amount of confidence going into your semi-final match.
Definitely. I mean, but you know, it was a very close season. All the teams are relatively the same level, so that could just as easily happen to us in the next game. So we have to stay focused and stay locked in.
It is Prototype. You are going to be playing Prototype.
Yes.
And if you recall, what happened in League with you and Prototype?
We actually drew 2-2 in League, but yeah, no, there's been a long time. I think we played them at like game week 2 or something, and Mercury has been grinding exponentially hard since then. So it'll be an interesting matchup. I'm still confident, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that game as well. It's going to be some good Rocket League.
Well, I'm just glancing over at the other stream here, and Prowlers were 3-0 up with 2 minutes to go, and the game has just ended 4-3 to Darkness. So Darkness in the last 2 minutes found themselves 4 goals. So the whole all week long it seems to be going that way. We have a sweep on the one side and then a game 5 on the other side, and it looks like the designated game 5 is going to be that Darkness game. So all right, so Mercury definitely a threat, and for me definitely a player to watch, and you're not bringing Falcon in. He's chatting to him. He's benched himself. So it's up to the 3 of you tonight. And I don't know if there's who's your designated star player, or is it very much a team effort going forward?
I think it's very much a team effort going forward. We sort of have like things that we're all individually very good at. Like you saw Tim Tam can rip a shot out of nowhere, and you know, Chase is just he's probably the most rounded player in our roster. And then you've got me that just bumps and demos, physical plays, disrupts stuff. So we complement each other quite well, and that's what we're going to try and do again.
And give us a little bit of insight as to the involvement that Tim Tam has got his little groupie squad there that
yes, we have
always in chat. So tell us about the impact of Popcorn on the success of the Dynasty Queens.
Oh no, definitely. Like she's just there, and then we're all kind of more relaxed, more chilled. It's more like a party vibe every time we play, even when we don't win. And so yeah, we're just enjoying it.
Okay, good. Well, that's awesome stuff. Well, I wish you the best of luck. You're going to be over on the B stream. It does mean you got a little bit of a break ahead because they are now only in game 3 and it's a tied series. So it may be a while. In fact, I think we might actually be going over to watch a bit of that series in a moment. But in the meantime, Rabbit, I'll let you and Chase and Tim Tam go and plot the downfall of those who come before you, and maybe, just maybe, we see you again at the very end of the night if you make it all the way there.
Fingers crossed. Thank you, Greybeard.
Awesome stuff. Congrats, Rabbit. See you later, man.
Cheers.
All right, there you go. So play-in number 2 right here on the main stream is a sweep. Over on the other side, the Prowlers and the Darkness, they're a minute into game 3, a tied series there, currently 0-0. And the next game we're going to be having here on the main stream is Critical Force against the winner of the Prowlers and Darkness. And the Delta Force have an impressive record, 6 wins but 3 losses and no draws. A huge rarity in the league where there is a team that had no draws. 6 wins, which is great. But despite the fact that they had 3 losses, they still came out on top by a single game win, which just emphasizes how important those individual game wins are throughout the course of a series. And then, okay, so what we're going to do as we prepare for this, Brototype are getting ready to play the Queens over on the B stream, but that B stream has to finish first. So we're going to go over and watch the conclusion of that series between the Prowlers and Darkness, that stream being hosted by Bruv. So we'll go over and watch the conclusion of that series.
This trend to continue, but we've been here before, Bromeo. They got a strong lead and then it all just fell apart. Can they maintain that momentum?
So Noto finding himself on the end of 2 very good challenges for both his goals so far in this game, and XP are going to be happy with the lead. But here we go, Noto looks like he scored his hat-trick. He has, and that is the kind of response that XP have been wanting. 3 goals in under 2 minutes, and has XP found their groove again? Or is Shadow going to be coming back, barnstorming their way through the second half?
It's just holding your breath, crossing your fingers and your toes for XP's sake. And all the many fans out there. Will this be the downfall? Why is it happening again, Bromeo? This is like clockwork. They go up 3. I mean, it's happening a little quicker this time. The chances are been much smoother for Dynasty's sake. They've scored much quicker than they did in the prior game. Now 3 minutes to go, but you start to divide again. Just a simple touch to the backboard, no one willing to deal with it. A double commit here on kickoff. It's going to be easy enough for Vi to get to this unless Noto can deal with it as he does so to the backboard. Not quite enough boost to follow his own touch, but it's just going to be left to wander across the Darkness net, and they just go flying past it. They went hell for leather for that attempt, and nothing doing for it. 3 goals wasn't enough in the last game. Are they going to have to get 4 because Vahid's scoring again? What's going on?
The script has been written. It seems XP to take the early lead, but Vahid to come storming through in the second stanza of this game. 2 unanswered goals so far, and if the prediction, if the premonition, if the script has been written in the way we think it has, it is a possible Vahid hat-trick to tie it up, and this is exactly what we want to see from Finals Rocket League in Elite. Today is another shot coming off by Vahid, couldn't sink it, but demo there by Reska on Quaster kills that attack in its tracks as XP tried to counter this run of play and tried to counter the script that looks like it's been written.
That's honestly something we've seen very little of. Not just defensively, but in general. Disruption, demolition. We saw a little bit of that for Prowler's side, and it has paid dividends. Quizter really running the risk of collecting that ball and trying to dribble it out of your own half. Right in front of net, never ever a good idea. If you've got that amount of boost, regularly just send it. If you get rid of it, you can't keep it in the danger area, as it will allow opportunity as Reska takes his first goal there. Foxy wanted to make up for that and does so diligently, rapidly, straight off kickoff pretty much, picks up the mid boost to the ceiling and no one willing to deal with it. That backboard was barren. The Prowlers once again will find themselves the victim of a quick counter-attack. And a 1-goal game once more, with still plenty of time left on the clock. I mean, I don't know if I expected this one to be a bar burner with a bunch of goals. We saw the opening game, of course, was the second just as much. Vahid picks up a hat-trick 2 games in a row. And it's just, it feels too simple, Bromeo. I mean, it's a nice looking goal. He gets the reset and the little tap across as well, but This is not the defensive acumen I expect from Elite. I expect from two teams that mashed each other, stride for stride in regular play, and finished in mid-table. This just feels like such an anomaly.
Feels like it indeed, as currently it is all tie. It is all square. 4 goals apiece in this game number 3, and it couldn't be closer right now. Legal of Oxy going into the challenge there. Notor taking the shot across, and Barhate couldn't get there. So now XP 5 goals to Shadows 4, and truly it doesn't look like either side's offense can be stopped at this point.
I think that's merely due to there not being any defense, Bromeo. If you could see my face, people at home, Bromeo can, you would know what I'm feeling right now, because I cannot fathom what's going on. Obviously, you can attribute it to the strong offense and recognizing where you need to be and when you need to be there. As Vahid picks up his 4th with a cheeky little double tap off the upright there. But I honestly don't know what to say in this regard. I'm a student of defense. I love defending. When I get to see great defensive play, that's what makes me excited rather than offensive. But if you like goals, well, you're getting a treat right now, because that will mark the 11th in just game 3 of this series. And it wasn't this high scoring in the regular league play series between these two teams. So I'm just so curious as to why this is, whether or not defense is the first thing that disappears when you've got stream nerves. When it is knockout Rocket League, it's do or die for both of these teams. Whichever team wins this will be on match point. But it's crazy to me that this amount of goals is just allowed to go in. It feels like they're being allowed to go in anyway.
Does indeed now with 45 seconds left on the clock. Shadow with a very tentative lead at this point, and with defense looking the way it does. Quaster taking a free shot, couldn't land it, and you're going to feel like that is a missed opportunity for Shadow to extend the lead. But right now, Barate putting it into the corner once again, keeping XP under the cosh. 20 seconds to go.
Through the corner, 20 seconds as you said, exactly what they need to keep control of as Quaster pass this across, maybe expecting someone to be there, not quite enough. Rescue picks it up. This is the opportunity they were looking for. 10 seconds left to go. It's stopped by the last man. Oxy managed to score an amazing goal off the ceiling. This one bouncing so awkward for the defense to deal with. Wyatt looking for his 5th. Not going to be enough. Quizster through the corner once again. Last chance, and for some reason, so just backflips. I don't know if that was nerves. He maybe saw the opportunity and it blinded him, but wow. What a game. 6-5. Back and forth as you like. No team really seemed like they had much control of, well, anything. They were just scoring for fun. 2 players independently with 4 goals each. Absolutely insane. And as a result, Darkness take the lead in the series, take match point. Off of that, how do you predict which way this was going to go?
Well, it's very hard to predict at this point, as we see XP calling a timeout as Shadow have put themselves onto match point. As you can see here, it was an incredibly tight affair. 11 goals in total for this fixture, but Shadow Darkness, led by Varate from the front, getting the final lead that brought Shadow that victory. You can see every single stat is similar. Possession 50-50, field domination favoring Darkness, as well as boost consumption marginally, but overall it was the shots on goal 15-7 you feel would have made the difference there, although XP was far more efficient in keeping that at bay.
And generally very few saves compared to how many shots are actually on the board. I think it was 6 saves there from Darkness. Prowlers with a ton of shots on target. Well, a ton of them off target, obviously, if there weren't that many saves. Based on the amount of shots that they had, the goals make sense, but it just felt they were both desperate to avoid an overtime as they were in the first game. They were very much not looking forward to being on that knife edge, as it seemed like, and desperate to outscore each other. And it was just such a fascinating thing to watch. It's rare that I see a match like that where it is just constant shooting and constant scoring. You tend to see defenses step up more often than not. And especially in this moment, I expect to see Prowlers be a bit more defensive, a bit more reserved in the way that they play, rather than trying to throw everything at it. Clearly, it didn't work in that instance. They were just trying to outscore each other and go to the wall with it. But unfortunately, for their sake, they lose out. And despite the initial momentum that they had, coming off of a great overtime win, falling apart in the second game completely, now they're really on the back foot. They are really against it, and I'm struggling to see a way through for them, because clearly Darkness, the more offensive side based on the way things are going, but it is mostly from Vahid. He's been the one that's been pushing them forward. He has been that spearhead. If they can limit him with some more of that disruption that I was talking about, then we might see a change of fortunes. But here on Wasteland, well, anything can happen.
On Wasteland, anything can happen indeed. Now, Shadow getting the resurgence and the series lead so far. You're going to feel like XP are going to start feeling the pressure, and we saw both of them calling for timeouts, because right now that is the gravity of the situation. This is knockout Rocket League. Shadow now with one game to go until they've secured their place into playoffs, and XP are one game away from going home. So you're going to feel like that both sides are going to want to make this time count. They're going to take the time to have a chat with their team. And chat, if you've got any idea what they're saying, please let us know, because I see Mutz is in the chat. He is the GM for Shadow Darkness. AGM, I think, because SparkyCracked is the GM this season. So that is very good to see the support coming through there. And hello to everybody who is following us from the mainstream. We know that the game on that side is finished, so bear with us. This is an absolute blinder so far, and just in case you didn't know, Shadow Darkness are leading 2-1 over XP Prowlers. This is heading into game number 4, and possibly a game number 5 if XP manage to come out of it. I think we've got about 30 seconds left on the timeout, so Vector, take us through. If you were in the locker rooms of both of these teams, what would you be saying?
Well, calm down, for one, because a lot of the times when you play that kind of game, you score that many goals, it can be almost difficult to remember how to score, which sounds kind of anti it sounds against what you'd think. You start to wonder, okay, maybe we shouldn't have scored too many goals in that game. You want to transfer them between games, but it is just about maintaining your mentality, especially in a playoff situation where you're not quite sure whether or not you're going to see the dawn, you're going to see the sunrise.
Well,
and that is the situation for Prowlers.
Off too fast there, as we are heading into game number 4 without any further delay. They are keen to hit the field. You can see Noto, No Maiden, and Spiro take the field here. Substitution, and No Maiden featured very heavily in last night's victory for the XP rival side. So right now, with both teams wanting to secure the place in the playoff, Shadow will be feeling the confidence, but No Maiden, having played so immaculately yesterday, is going to feel like he is in for a good shot in making history again.
Certainly hope so, as, I mean, it's a confusing substitution for me. Rezka seemed like he was playing quite well throughout this series, despite the fact that they're down in series score. So hopefully, for their sake, they have a victor on the team now, a champion in name and in trophies. So we'll just have to see whether or not they can make a big difference. He's stepping up into Elite in such a high-pressure situation, whether it unlocks them, whether it shuts them down. I'm anxious and excited to see the result. There's Darkness maybe getting a wrench throw in the works here. And also trying to get this one through, does manage to do so, not followed up by any second player. Nobody looks to take it to the backboard by Ready, able to put that one out immediately. Okes now to deal with the second attempt. Spiro with plenty of time and space to work with. This just kind of drops it off to the defending player. And once again, we're starting out with a neutral opening in this game. Not nearly as many chances coming through. And I don't think this one's going to go 11 goals to the good. I'll be honest, Bromeo.
It looks like they have tightened up things substantially as Legaloboxy plays it off into the corner, gets the demo, Quaster now with the shot. Another bump, can he get it into the goal? Goes narrowly wide, and you're going to feel like XP got out of jail there as Spirit tries to return. and ride on that good fortune as Quaster takes another shot. It is an open goal and he scores. And you're going to feel like those demos are what made it count. Spiru going in there, trying to get the bump. I think it was Mnoto who managed to get it through. But all that matters in Knockout Rocket League is on game point. Shadow in the lead.
They did miss a glaring opportunity the first time of asking with those 2 demos, but it's a domino effect in Rocket League. It's one thing that leads to another and to another. And that one did indeed. An opening goal for that. It's the second time they've taken the lead. First in this series. It happened in the first game, and now it's happened in the 4th. And how important it may be for their chances going forward. And their reward for that is facing Critical Force, who swept them 4-0 in the regular series. So that's what they got to look forward to, should they manage to hold on to this lead. Now Prowlers through the corner, looking to get another one through. I'm not sure what happened there, if he got bumped or not, but that was an incredible opportunity, just left wide open from Spiro. The Swiss managed to create a corridor, a window, an opening. Prowlers to find their way back, get that equalizer, but not quite enough. As the halfway mark passes, you see them struggling once more to find some footing. And as I mentioned it before this game started, you can start to struggle to actually score any goals after you've scored a ton in the last game. It's an awful situation to be in, but they've got to find a solution soon.
Indeed, this is do or die currently for XP. And Prowlers are going to want to respond as kind as we see Legal of Oxy fielding a backfield pass and trying to maintain and build a little bit of pressure here. Quaster putting it through into the corner. A double commit by XP. This could be a little bit dangerous for them as shots are exchanged. A little bit disorganized for both teams right now as NaVeDs plays it off into the skies. Just got Barre to beat and he gets there. That is the equalizer.
Chaos, creativity is born. We saw about 3 or 4, if not more, players miss the ball entirely in that sequence. And nobody was just like, oh, is this what Elite is? Picks up the ball, air dribbles it past the last defender. And an equal game once more. A great way to step up and show out for your team, coming up from rival. They managed to get back into the position that they wanted to be in. Now they'll be fighting for that second goal as well, the go-ahead goal, the survivor's goal. They'll need it to get to the Champions Field arena, and I'm hoping that they don't let this get into the back of their minds, like, oh, okay, we just need one more goal. That's always the situation you can find yourself in. As Oxy looks to pick this up off by the pass back to each other. 3-man play finds its way through this corner. Noto trying to get it away, but it's not going to be enough as Oxy's there for his opening goal as well. A minute left. This one felt like it was a slow death. It just happened so quickly, but I don't know. You expected something more from the defense there. It got past one defender, and that was it. It was just over for Prowlers.
Well, there we go. XP Prowlers now on the back foot with a minute left to go. This is where it becomes critical. Quaster now going to take a no-boost pass back. A little bit dangerous, but Aboxy trying to field a save there. They need to get a shot off now. NaVeDs up in the air, beats one. Can he get the shot in? Legal Aboxy there to make the stop. Drama still on the line as Spiru now going to try and pass it back through. Couldn't get the touch he wanted, but Mnoto is there to field it. He's going to try and get the pass down. NaVeDs doesn't get the touch, but Mnoto once again dribbling in the air. Barrage with the clear, and it looks like right now they're getting out of a little bit of trouble. And there we go, 20 seconds left. Legal Aboxy now taking the shot across, but very well cleared by XP. Spiru taking the pass off to NaVeDs. NaVeDs couldn't get the touch, and now Barrage with the clear.
They're doing so much work to build this up. They're passing between each other, but 10 seconds left, that's all you've got. They tick away through the corner. Can Spiro get another touch? Can't do it. Quista, plenty of boost. Knows what to do. And Mnoto can't get back to this either. That's going to be the last chance. Spiro with nothing. Has to put it to the sidewall. Just about kept alive. Absolutely zero in the tank for all 3 Prowlers as they manage to get it across the field to the sidewall. And Mnoto, last chance. If Boxy doesn't touch base, but none of them are going to as that ball fell so slowly. It felt glacial. As Shadow Darkness take the 4th and final game of this series. Based on the way that this entire thing has gone, Bromeo, that was an awful way to end it. I wanted a buzzer beater. I wanted a big bombastic finish. And that's how it happens. The ball just trickles. Gravity decides this one. Oh my goodness. That's such a strange way for this to end. If that was in the script, I'm disappointed, Bromeo. But I mean, you've got to give it to Darkness. They earned it through and through. Vide got 4 goals in that last game. He did barely anything in this one. He just left it to his teammates. Excellent performance in the end.
Well, that was an exciting series that tilted its either which way for most of that. XP are going to be sad that they couldn't fight that off into game number 5, because it certainly looked like it was going that way. So it looks like Shadow has made their way into the next round of play, and they will be facing off up against Critical Force Delta Force, which will also be streamed on RSC _SSA, the main stream, while we currently here on the best stream, the B stream, show off a Bro Community Prototype versus Dynasty Queens. And so far it has been Bro who's new to this, as well as Shadow making it into knockouts. I know that Critical Force and Dynasty have been well represented at this level so far. Dynasty claiming the Prospect prize on Monday. So Dynasty looking to...
All right, and there we have it. Took a while to get there, and we see for the first time in our playoffs since Monday, we have a result that we haven't had in play-ins, a 3-1. It's either been a 3-0 sweep or a Game 5 3-2. And man, what a banger of a series. I thought after that 5-minute overtime in Game 1, we were going to be here a really long time, and surely we get all the way through to a Game 5, but not to be. And most impressively was Game 2, where Darkness were behind 3-0. 3-0 with 2 minutes to go, and then won that game 4-3. What a turnaround there. A massive comeback. So let's have a quick squiz at the bracket and see where we are and see what is yet to come. So our play-ins are done. The Queens go through to the semi-finals. They're going to be playing Prototype over on the B stream. And then the Prowlers versus Darkness, the game we've just seen on the B stream. And Darkness will move forward and play Delta Force here on the main stream as soon as we can get them in. So that is what has happened so far. And we got two more series to come, 2 semi-finals and the grand final. Muzz returns for the semi, and we see for the first time tonight Mr. Altruism.
What up, Grabid? Excited to see it. We as we get closer towards the week, you know, we started together on Monday with the prospects, and this is getting to see the elites. These guys are playing well, but there's still so many mistakes defining this, and really this is too late into the game to be pushing and not being as consistent as you need to be.
Well, there's a couple of factors that, you know, we speak about it a lot. This is a big event. It's very different to league play. It's a best of 5, but now we move to a best of 7. Very different to what we've seen in league play. And then you're playing on stream, and it is a factor. And you realize, you know, someone like Delta Force, they're right there. They finished top of the log, and you can see the finish line. And sometimes, Muzz, when you see the finish line, you panic a little.
Yeah, no, sometimes that's what happens. You panic a little bit. You know, they're first for a reason here, Greybit, and they don't want to go down to any of these teams. They're not going to lose the Prowlers, don't want to lose the Darkness, don't want to lose the Queens. It's not going to happen, right?
But it's an open goal mentality, though. It's like you, Greybeard, you see the finish line's there. We got this. We're gonna just leave this to roll in, shall we? And someone can come past and snatch it right there at the end.
And I don't know how. I mean, I know you were having off stream. You were going through all the tables and the leagues and results and kind of seeing what has happened. But amazingly close tier. The fact, and I've mentioned it twice, and I'll say it again because it blows me away, that separating first and sixth place was 3 points. 3 game wins through league play. I mean, that is really, really close. And So even though Darkness are going to come in on the league table a number of places behind Delta Force, it's only like 2 points that separated them in the table.
I'm not sure who that was too, but yeah.
That was you, Altruism. That was you.
All me, right, guys? That was something that I was very excited to see when I was starting to pick through the numbers. You know, on Monday we had the story of the Jokers from the Dynasty roster, and they were undefeated, and they seemed untouchable. When you get to this sort of level where everyone's so close towards each other, you're going, everyone's touchable. Everyone can bleed at this stage. We're going to ignore that previous phrasing, but everyone can bleed.
Yeah.
Right? Is that everyone has a potential counter, and anyone can, all the way down to, I mean, like you talk about Darkness sitting in 5th, they still have a good shot at this, especially after coming off that last game on the B stream.
I love that phrasing. I'm a big fan of it. We should use a lot more where you're untouchable, you're touchable, and they're a team you could easily hold a candle to. But Ultras and Muzz, I'm going to hand over to you. Bring us a semi-final banger.
Muzz, a semi-final banger. I mean, right now we kind of have the tale of two stories. Our first play-in was a 3-0, a one-sided affair, and then the second one, the tale of counterattacks, of just going down and buckling under the pressure and then rallying stronger. And I'm interested as to see Delta Force, the team who's coming through as that I'm ready to sweep everyone. Is there still the resilience there in the Shadow Darkness side?
I mean, yeah, Shadow Darkness, of course, coming off the high right now, Ultrism. You win 3-1 and you've got that kind of nice boost to you. Delta Force have been hanging in the wins. Maybe the sticks are cold and they haven't been playing, and maybe no one's scrumming them either. And maybe that's some kind of small factor that comes into play here. But it's guys like, Forward Hilux. I'm looking to see, are they carrying their team tonight? Lemons. This Delta Force team, they've got such staunch players, your Ultrism, that, they are number one for a reason.
Ford Hilux kind of stands out to me in that roster as individually mechanical. We've seen him play in like 1v1 tournaments. Obviously, someone super passionate about Rocket League in general. One of the top names that was coming out consistently when we were doing the little mythic online points for ACGL. Really, really impassioned about the scene and been playing for a long time. I think he's sitting, GC2 now or something stupid like that. These guys are good. These guys are great. And there's a reason why they've gone to the top of the table. And they kind of have that aggressive mentality behind them to go to stamp their authority early on in any series.
Yeah, no, definitely. As we take a look at our first roster here in front of us, Ultrism, as you mentioned, it's going to be Delta Force taking on Darkness. This is big. We look at the other side of things, right? You mentioned Ford Hilux, you mentioned Lemons, and of course, their Hard Flame. This is a big team. This is a team that, that do damage, right? Ford Hilux, 3rd in assists here, Ultrism, and of course he's going to try, in a best of 7 here, push that forward and see how much he can equip his team to do well.
Yeah, exactly, right? Lemons is also someone I've come up against just in the casual play. He's way above me in terms of ranked or something, and just enjoys playing the game. He gets those mechanical plays going through there, likes to flex the wings a little bit, as you see. And so, you've got 3 people, and what I really like to see, especially at this high level, is when everyone has roughly the same number of points. It's not one exceptional player who's carrying that roster. It's everyone is dependable, and that's what I was saying to Greybeard at the beginning when we just came in, was you need to be dependable right now. You can't afford to go for the best shot possible and miss it half the time when a good shot, a great shot would do just as well. So having that sort of temperament behind you from these experienced players will also do a lot.
Yeah, now of course, Darkness, they beat Prowlers, and that's a big time. And I saw, oh my goodness, No Money. Oh, who plays for Prowlers now? He stepped up from yesterday. Oh man, I can't think of the name right now, but he played there for Prowlers as well. They did lose, and of course, I wanted to highlight here Lonely J, right? We always look at Vare, and thinking, Vare is such a big play here on the side of Shadow, but Lonely J as well has got all the numbers behind him. He's doing incredibly well there. Second, in terms of those demos and that physicality, Ultrism, and of course, we've seen here the RSC be such a physical league as well. So I think second in demos, Lonely J, I want to see what it's going to mean for the team.
Yeah, you opened that with everyone's always looking at Varhate, because Varhate is the one who's scoring most of the goals for the side. I mean, we just saw it on the B stream there. He was responsible for a lot of the plays, and we're talking about high quality plays or dependable plays. They're simple shots when the goals have been opened, and that's kind of where Lonely J is playing such a big impact. Everyone's looking at Varhate because the goal is going in through a puff of smoke where they used to be a defender. So they work in such a nice composition. And then Quizster, if I'm saying that right, Quizster, right? Yeah. Goes up in the air at the back a lot. So I'm expecting them to control their play and go forward with a lot of method to the madness that we saw on the B stream just now.
Yeah, 100%, right? We had those nice long OTs where in that first game, Ostrom and Queens, we didn't get to see any OTs, right? And Lolanizer and I it was slap bang. They got to business and they finished, right? And they're like, we want to play prototype now. Darkness, I want to see big things coming out of this outfit. Ultrism is going to be a big, right? You've got Quiztech, Varate, and Lonely J up against, of course, the #1 seed in Delta Force. We've seen that the gods can bleed you in the RSC, and we've seen that they can all tumble, and that's what Darkness are going to try attempt in this best of 7.
Yep, everyone's going to trip up at some stage, and it tends to be when you step out of your own comfort zone. Whoever controls the tempo in this matchup, I think, is going to go a long way to it. If you can just push your opponents to where they're playing just that little bit faster than they need to or that they're used to playing, that's when you see all the mistakes happen, and mistakes are punished so well here at the elite tier. I think that's one of the biggest gameplays. It's not the individual mechanics like, say, carries you in Masters. It's that sort of capitalization on when the opportunities happen. So we do have our semifinals ready to go. There's, of course, going to be our reigning champions. Muzz, I don't know if you feel confident in saying that. Delta Force taking on Shadow Darkness side.
Well, I mean, they should get the dub, right? I'd imagine, in my mind, it's a 4-2 to Delta Force here, but I think there's a nice momentum here coming up from Darkness.
Momentum carrying us immediately out of the gates here. Barhe takes the shot and clatters once and twice on the crossbar, but it was just not converted at that last moment. But they had the breakaway play. They got the 1-2 pass to get the momentum down there, and they're not ready to give it up just yet. Quista goes out for the shot again, some pixels separating him from claiming that opening salvo, but they're certainly showing their intent, and they got it popping up one more time. They got the shot, it's going to be missed. Drops down. Thankfully, Legal of Oxy going to be the third man to reinforce the shot once more. Darkness not ready to let up just yet.
Yeah, and already we see this intent here coming up from Darkness. There's Vara, it just takes the shots there from that right-hand side. The angles are so good. Your Ultras, it might go in. It might go in. All right, there it is. Darkness already opening up the score in.
There we go, right? 10 seconds in, and they wrench the game into their hands, and they just don't leave the purple half. Shot after shot, poking play, passing play, denied. Eventually, a good, powerful shot into the disarray of the backline, and Delta Force take a punch to the jaw.
They take a big punch to the jaw, and of course, we did see Delta Force. They beat Darkness in League Play, right? It was a whole 4-0. They sweep Ultrism, and of course, Darkness here, they want to come out punching incredibly hard and fast in this one.
They are indeed, and Delta Force now finally getting a look down the other side. It's not long-lived, and a bit of intricacy and team play gets it around the Delta Force charge. Still Arts back into the challenge now. Ends up with just a bit of physicality, and Fort Harlux can't make a way through this defensive backline either, so it's going to be cleared out. And once more, Darkness take a bit of an offense. Delta Force making sure to try and shut that down immediately. Ball sticks around in the halfway for a little bit, and impotence from Delta sends it wide.
That's kind of just back and forth game at the moment. Your Darkness holding on to this ball, playing out of their own corner. There's Quista. Almost looking for that action there. Kept it by their active defense. They're coming out. From Delta Force though. Poking and prodding Darkness. They want to try and get in on this. We know SparkyCracked. He's watching from, the podium in the stadium, and he's trying to see, is his team going to get into, of course, the grand finals here of Elite and get that coveted trophy next to their names.
The passing play! Quista reads this perfectly out of the wall, gets the power on it that they needed. Fort Harlux trying to shut down the pass coming across, and ends up still meeting the bonnet of a red person as Quista takes advantage of that and sends Darkness 2 goals up here.
Yeah, it's a really good lead here from Shadow Darkness, right? This is exactly how you want to get through to that grand final of Elite, and you want to be 2-0 up against the #1 seed there. Quista looking for more. He's going to try and get past the near post man. He can't. Fort Hilux, those young shoulders, of course, that are potentially carrying here Delta Force, of course, with Lemons and Arts. So what can we see coming up from the team of Lemons, punching all the way downfield. The Quista with a nice catch there as well. Darkness holding on to 2. So they've got a comfy lead for now, but of course half-time, at least of game #1, means of course that Delta Force can come back at any moment. They can swing hard, but they're not able to hold on to this ball just yet. Of course, Lemons and Varet already dispossessing him there, Ultrism. Just when you think you can gain some grounds, you get, not really stomped, but just dispossessed.
Yeah, challenged, right? If nothing else, there's always another person to come back in and make your life difficult, and that's what Darkness is doing right now. Again, shuts it down, sends it long. Barhate's waiting in the center. Fort Hilux unable to get the ball out, and gives Varhead the opportunity to charge in. Still darkness, like you say, Surgeon's knife cutting apart this back line. Varhead tries to just keep it around. Finally, for Hilux gets a big bonnet on the front of that and bangs it down to the red half. Bit of chase now going on. What can they manufacture after withstanding the blows for so long? Not much, as it quickly transitions into this darkness offense.
Yeah, things are looking close. Oh, already. I mean, this triple commit in the corner here coming in from Delta Force, right? Just they seem to be in panic mode at the moment here, where everyone wants to get a hand onto the ball. Altruism, no one able to get a hands on the ball. And forward highlights. Oh, maybe allowed to cook there, but Varheid's got your number there on that crossbar. He's waiting in the wings and he's able to keep it out. Lemons are sending it all the way back whence they came. Arts taking a shot though. It's going to be a bit of wide there. No dunk coming out from forward Hilux as well though. It's opportunities not really coming here for the Delta Force team.
It's not because Delta Force is doing anything wrong though. Darkness is just up to the challenge they're meeting it. This one is too fast. Arts picks it up out of the self-pass out of the corner there and gets that 45 degree. I love this pass. Time and time again, I want to highlight it. Make it difficult for your opponents. Make someone dive into that difficult situation. It opens up that goal line and then you have a crack of a shot. Delta Force narrows it to 1 in the last minute.
Yeah, it's great to see when you play that 1-2 to yourself as well, and Arts makes it difficult from the corner, as you mentioned. The player in that corner is either Quitz or Varheid as well, wasn't able to contest it, and so that's how you score by yourself. Only the 1 goal difference right now when you got 40 on the clock. It's so close, though, in this best of 7. You know what? Set the tone. Win game 1 here, and you make your life a little bit easier here. And of course, Delta Force, they're clawing back ever slowly, but of course, possession here from Quitzer. Shot though, coming down. It's going to be Lemons. Oh, we have a tied game.
Mistakes that get punished. You take it onto your backboard and you don't clear it far down the other side. Someone's going to be jumping at that and putting your teammates under pressure. It pays the dividends here. Delta Force, they were closing in. Their momentum has certainly shifted as the game has been going on. And Delta Force now 30 seconds if they want to try and confirm it in regulation. They got a little bit of an attempt here. All going to go from the 50 to the roof to Lemons to the goal.
Oh my goodness. Well, from the window to the wall, that's going to be a goodie here. 20 seconds, people on the clock here. Lemons. Oh, I think it was just a massive pinch. I think 4 players all converged on that spot to send this almighty pinch into the back of the darkness net. 1 goal separating them, and man, that pendulum swung there incredibly. Darkness were leading, and now they're trailing. And of course, Delta Force on #1 seed here. They're showing everyone that this is the elite tier, and you have to bring your utter best to win these.
Oh, 1 more chance here, Darkness. They got 1 touch. Both Legal was up, and with his teammate as well, the ball going to skate along the ground and confirm the counter fights. Critical Force deflecting, absorbing, and returning everything that Shadow Darkness could bring against him. A game of 2 halves, Muzz.
Yeah, oh my word. Yeah, exactly. That early beginning and start there coming out from Darkness, and then just the finish and the finesse that came out there, of course, from Ford Hilux and the team. 3-2, so it's close, and I think it's going to be close for the remainder of this series as well here, Altruism.
Very interesting. That score is pretty level across. Yeah, no one really running away with the map in anything. Varheid putting on a decent number of shots, and that was that aggressive front line that we talked about here from Darkness, and certainly worked. We kind of touched on it in the middle of the game, but it was that Delta Force was making a lot of opportunities, but not confirming them. And then on the other side, Shadow was also jumping up into the air a lot of times, getting some great shots in there. And there was a late save, a crossbar, an upright. The beginning of the play started by Varheid just kind of missing the geometry by 1%, that rounding error kind of thing. But that's the sort of level that was separating these 2 teams. I'm really excited to see how this goes. This could very well go to our best of 7 that we're wanting to. I don't think we get one, but it is best of 7 now, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Best of 7.
Let's go to game 7 then, Muzz.
I was going to say, I don't think we made predictions. I think I was saying 4-2. I don't think I heard what you had said, the Altruism, but I mean, Neo 2 maybe, but Lemons, there it is.
I love it when I get saved from predictions by great plays like this. I hate making predictions because, especially in something like this, what a nice aggressive play. That's why they say you got to try to take control of the ball off kickoff and cheat up there. Lemons making forays into their opponent's side and keeps the momentum of Delta Force continuing to go, building and amassing a bit of a lead right now. And they're going to immediately go back into the challenge. decides to rotate back, just cut off any sort of quick counter-attack opportunities, has found 4 highlights in tow. So the momentum swaps around a little bit. Barhead with work to do out of this corner. At least baits in 1 to beat now and make some opportunity for Darkness, but shut down immediately so quick after that.
Yeah, and already we see Ford Hilux as well. You talk about challenging Ford Hilux getting inside Evox's face as well. Ford Hilux also waiting there. Oh my god, almost got rid of Vared there, but Vared being so strong at the back. They're keeping Delta Force out in the Darkness here in the counter-attack. Quitzer, he's taking that shot there legally. Voxy infield for Vared, maybe with the bicycle, can't get it though. And so this defense here again, so darn good for Delta Force, but Vared on this corner, he's waiting. Can he get past Arts? He can't get past Arts. Arts with a nice little cheeky bunny hop though, getting over Evoxy, challenging. Can he bring it around? Can he whip it around? Will there be a second man in Quitzer? Quitzer can take the shot. Oh, straight to the backboard. That's not going to be good.
Early challenge was there, and the counter-attack puts Vahed under pressure, but certainly Delta Force withstood a lot of Darkness moving the ball around. They were trying to get it in from the corners. Now they're going to have another shot. Quista going to have an open goal to aim at and puts it top left, just in case there was an offender coming in from the right-hand side. But all the space in the world set up by that legal Evoxy, dunked towards the center, and those open goals, they're difficult to hit, but when you hit them and bring your team back to level, it feels so good.
Yeah, what I love seeing here from Darkness is just those early challenges in this 50s where we see Voxy saying, I need to make sure that over the halfway line, I can challenge Delta Force and allow my team just a bit of that pressure to move forward. And it came out, right? It paid the dividends, and they're able to score on the equalizer here in game number 2 as well. And Darkness need to continue that train ride, challenge early, fight, get in the face of your opponents, and you can cause those damages like that.
Oh, Delta Force getting a little bit over excited in this. 2 people jump into it. Somehow the ball ends up in a pass towards Lemons, but he had to try and maneuver his way around. Didn't have the control after that early jump. Still, Delta Force doing a great job of backing up any challenges. They take long, slow rotations instead of cutting through, but it means that as long as their opponents are not punishing you immediately, get some nice positioning to deal with any of these attacks. Still Darkness hang around. They've got a little bit of a clash. Okay, physicality, puffs of smoke. Eventually there is a Vahed merging with it, but he's going to have to try and reclaim it as Port Harlot jumps towards the center. Delta Force once more back into the attack.
Just opportunities here kind of for Delta Force. When you see Vared, he's trying to, get that saved as well. Ford Hilux won't be able to find a man in the midfield there, but definitely Ford Hilux, you're holding onto this possession, trying to rattle the cage of the Darkness, and Darkness not really allowing them just yet to get those moments in, not finding chinks in the armor at the moment. And Quitzer, they're doing so well off that backboard as well, just getting the reads and making sure that the defense is tight here against this relentless Delta Force team that just look at them, they're poking and prodding and they're trying to find that inkling of an opening here against this red defense, but again kept at bay though, and Darkness, they're not willing to concede.
Darkness is doing a phenomenal job on defense. They can't get it up out their corner. They pop it to the other side of the field. Then they go for a bit of a passing play. Gets broken down, make it towards the other side, but shoved immediately back into the corner. And so their good defense that they've been bragging about, or at least showing off, it'll be tested once more. Ball loose in the center. Quick counter-attack opportunity from Quista. Tries to just put some pressure on the back line. Well controlled by Delta Force to just stop Darkness from chaining together a couple of events and try to regain this. It goes back off the backboard. You never want it to go off the backboard. And eventually, Legal Evoxy uses both sides of the goal line, but it was just taken advantage of there. Delta Force, they couldn't clear around, and this was a little bit fortuitous, a little bit of a calculated physics there to follow that ball into the back of the nets.
Yeah, I love it when you join 2 defenders, right? Lemon and Arts got sucked into the play there, and this just allowed Evoxy there to say, yes, this is going to be absolutely open for Quitzer, and Darkness find that lead at such an opportune moment, right? You only got a minute left of regulation. You may as well try get the lead when it's the business time of game 2 here as well. And Ford Hilux fighting there off of his backboard. Demo, they're coming out as well. They get rid of Evoxy. Evoxy, of course, setting up the play to allow Darkness to get that second goal. The Lemons, he's running it all the way around the bend. He's not going to find that pinch though. Oh my goodness, and Arts hitting the woodwork as well there. Maybe it's going to be a scramble for the play there, but Evoxy comes back though, and Darkness lives to fight again.
Oh, Delta Force, Arts is still around. He's got the backboard, and Reed goes wide. The next shot from Lemons again, peppering the outer edge of the goal line. And then the counter-attack. The goal's open, the goal's in. 3-1 up for Darkness. We've seen them rally before in the play-ins, and they seem to be wanting to do it right now. suck and draw in that Delta Force side and then punish them on the counter.
Well, they weren't messing around when they took on the Prowlers. They're not messing around when they're taking on Delta Force. 3-1 right now. The 2 goal difference. Things are looking good here for Shadow Darkness' Arts. He's going to send it all the way downfield. Hilux can't get a hand onto the ball. Lemons has to fight there on that halfway line. Varda underfoot is able to poke it out. And just again, that active defense here from Darkness just saving them, making sure things are good. Quitzer holding on to this one. Evoxy, he's going to poke it. He's going to look for the second touch. You can't get the dunk though. But nice little pass to play out to Varda. It's the third man. Not able to get a goal there, but it's fine when you're up here by 2 with only 10 seconds remaining. Ultrism, I don't think you have to stress too much.
Not too much, unless Delta Force pull up something miraculous now. The ball trickles down in the corner, and even with the consolation goal, it's going to go the way of Darkness. They were thinking of putting on an extra one just to add insult to injury. But a level series, I said this is looming. This is tantalizing. A little bit of Game 7 action, and Shadow proved that they are in this fight neck and neck. And what was really nice to see, Varhead with the lowest scores there. 0 goals from our big offensive powerhouse. Everyone from the Shadow line getting involved.
Yeah, but that's fine, right? Because Varad also just wants to be that instrumental, either second or third man, allowing his team to do that work on the field, their Ultrism. And they've brought it back, right? We are even Stevens here, 1 apiece. And yeah, I think Delta Force are sweating a little bit. They're not expecting to Shadow have come out this hot, but they have.
You know, both of them seem to be the slugger teams where they'll hit as hard as they can for as long as they can, and the other team just kind of has to wear it and hope that there's a bit of a breakaway, or hope that there's a jump that doesn't go right, and sometimes just, you know, those early preemptive jumps to hope you get in the way of the ball at all sometimes. But that's what it is. There's these periods of play that are intensely brutal, and then it kind of breaks away for this opportunity of the counterattack. And you just have to try and hope, A, you get more of those than your opponent, and you make the ones count that you can, and withstand when you're facing it the other way. So, I mean, the basics of Rocket League encapsulated into, you got to play well for long periods at this stage. That's what the Elite Playoff Semifinal number 1 is, as we head into game number 3. Darkness from the Shadow Squadron versus Critical Force, Delta Force, 1 apiece.
Yeah, things are really heating up here. Of course, there's, you know, Elite here. We've seen the Prospect guys. We've seen the Rival guys. Things are getting serious here. 1,500, of course, are most of our players here on the field. Lemons in their corner. Voxy and Varad looking to try and get rid of that as well. And Arts wants to take a crack at it. Forward Hilux is coming here from the rear. Are they going to be able to at least open the scoring here on this field? They cannot as well. They're getting kept out, and Varad makes that crucial save though. Forward Hilux again round the bend though. But once again though, Darkness keeping them out. Is this going to be a loose ball though? It's just a pixel shy almost for Darkness.
And that was from being on the defense. You turn it into a long ball. Doesn't get confirmed immediately, but Legal of Vox, it takes advantage of the breakaway here from Darkness. This is what I meant. You just block, you hold back, you dodge, you weave, you burst out, and you come out swinging. Sends it down, turns it into a pass, and Darkness leapt upon that, as only Darkness can. Shadowing out Delta Force for now. Delta Force immediately, Lemon sets it up high, takes 2 defenders from Darkness. Barhead can't get this out, and Delta Force looking to rally back, to head back, and they do! Fort Hilux answers the call.
Yep, there it is, the big answer and the big play from Arts again. That corner we saw previously in game 1 where he scored that self goal, and now the pass is good. Finding forward Hilux there. Love to see it coming out from Delta Force. So just when you think Darkness are going to go up, try hold on to a lead though. Delta Force, you can't count them out. Here we go, Arts again. Ooh, almost finding a Quitzer. Is it going to be an open ball there? Varad. Oh, the pass is good. The long field goal.
Always look for your teammate when they're pushed up. They're not there to cover you at the back, so finding Barhead, who appeared as if of magic, an answered prayer from the right-hand side off the camera, and sneaks that goal in. Darkness, they're shutting down a forward Hilux and the rest of Delta Force. You answered us once. Can you do it when you do it a second time? And put you under that pressure within the next 10 seconds. Now looking for an extra shot. A bit of chaos just starting to erupt in this matchup, it seems.
Yeah, of course, you love to see it, right? Especially when our series is tied up here. These guys are going down. They fight in tooth and nail, and Varad from the corner getting bumped up by Lemons. Already that physical play here coming out from Delta Force. Wow, everyone sent a banger downfield. It was wide. Is this going to be good here for Quitzer? Maybe he can score. Yes, he can. There it is. It's good.
I think this comes actually off of a Delta Force player Oh, I didn't get to see that first touch, but someone got a big doink down the other side of the field. If it was a Darkness player, the most sublime pass to break that overly aggressive Delta Force lineup and get it down there. But the space was made. Twister does not put a foot wrong, a tire wrong there. Sets up Darkness now with a 2-goal lead, and Legal of Oxy returns the ball towards the center. Delta Force getting a bit of a breakaway, but the time for Darkness to collect this and send it home. See if Delta Force, if they want to go on the aggressive straight away, or they're just going to do a bit of backpedaling against their backline.
Yeah, I mean, you know, don't give too much possession away to your opponents. Of course, that's, you know, usually the aim of the game here. But of course, everyone's fighting on this hard-for line. Your Arts, forward Hilux is sending it forward. Lemons is there. Lemons is there. Oh, of course. Try just mix up the defenders, and your ball's gonna roll in.
I'm interested to see if there was actually the touch here. It looked like it was going in there. No, it was just a fake out, maybe trying to get a touch on it, or at least make the defenders think you had the touch. But it's just the test the backline. You know what they say, you're not going to score goals if you don't take any shots. So have at it, friend. And Lemon's going to have at it right now. Gets the one bounce. Oh, it's with the second. And it's the second that counts. The first one turned into a pass, and we'll just call it calculated at that stage. But the follow-up was there, and Twister pulled off the line, absolutely unable to answer this. Delta Force level up our game.
Yeah, Lemon's doing this great job of just passing and going straight for a defender, right? Either we're going to make a nuisance of himself or try bump out the defender and just allowing either then forward Hilux or Arts to score. Ooh, no dunk here coming up. Okay, talking about VAR, right? There it is, the rebuttal here from Darkness. And oh my goodness, 7 goals already, game 3.
Yo, those are hard enough to read when you're coming straight at them and trying to hit it into the goals. Varade just classically catches that ball, kills it dead, has the awareness to still drift out and face it and sinks it home. Darkness go one more time, guys, one more time. How much of an answer do you have? But we still have half a game to play. There are many questions and answers still to be had. It's like a 30 seconds round right now. Oh, Varade! Oh no, the shot's wide. Legal? No, there's just no pass, no shots. It's too wide again. Delta Force scrambling, and gonna be happy that they have emerged with nothing there for now? Question mark? No.
Yeah, you think when Varade's going to come in clutch for his team, though, it just hits the woodwork, and that's going to be disappointing. Could have extended that lead by 2 goals, though, but it ain't going to happen now. But of course, as you mentioned, tons of time of regulation here. So forward Hilux and the team, oh man, could have done something with it there, but Varade comes with a stellar save there, and Delta Force again want to get that equalizer, want to make it 8 goals here on our scoreboard here in this counter-attack. Oxy sending it down the field. He tried to bump out forward Hilux, couldn't. Art in the air. Lemons, nice little pop down. Can he do something with it? Is he going to find Arts again? The 1-2 play there, nothing's happening for Delta Force. Oxy from the corner, forward Hilux though. They cut him out. Lemons, oh my goodness, everything's wide. Who can shoot in this game? I'm not too sure because everyone's hitting the woodwork. Oh, Arts, he's going to answer the call.
Coming in from the deep third-man position. This is a high-risk play, but going, guys, we have to do something. We've got the opportunity. 2 desperate defenders show how close that window was to shutting down. And yet Delta Force makes it happen on the hands of Arts. Picks up another goal right now. 4-4 is the scoreline, 90 seconds left.
Oh man, just, you know, this pendulum swinging back and forth here, Ultras, I mean, you love to see it, right? Just when you think that Delta Force is going to be down, Arts comes in with a clutch move, either getting that assist or a goal for himself there as well. 2 goals from 2 shots and 2 assists here, probably MVP of our game. Arts, it's not just done yet. The fat lady hasn't sung. Hilux almost with a top and save there. Oh man, almost, but kept out. Lemons also, he had a crack at it though, but nothing too convincing.
Forward Hilux receives the distributed ball down the left-hand side of the field. Arts in tow. Lemon's a bit cramped up. Needs to make a rotation out. Still close enough, thankfully, after that turn to get involved with it. It's going to make another turn, but a bit of miscommunication between Lemons and Arts. Arts, at least these guys are reacting well when they do make a mistake. And how tenacious are they to wrench it out of this corner? Force it back towards the center. No shot forthcoming though, but still Darkness looking a little cramped up, a little uncomfortable on their side of the field. Eventually going to get the breakaway. Varade tries for the banging shot. Lemons so quickly up into the air for the pre-jump. Turns over possession once more, and it's Delta Force into the attack. Ball going to drop down for Arts. Oh, it's going to take a shot high, and Augusta has to try and smash this towards the side before the next shot was ready and waiting.
Oh, Just the VuDu also having a crack there, but kept out an arts counter attack here. Maybe not getting an OT of this game through. We're going to see what happens. Delta Force though. Yeah, that's not going to be it. Should be able to die. Oh, doesn't hit the sidewall, but there we go. OT.
Our overtime, this series so closely locked up. On the other side, the Queens versus Prototype game. Queens is handling that with the plum. Currently 3 games to 0 up there. So you guys are certainly watching more contested of the semi-finals right now. We'll keep you updated to see if Queens can finish off that series cleanly. But right now, neither team feeling clean. They're fighting down and dirty here as we head into the 30 seconds of our first overtime.
Queens having a stellar time against Prototype as well, 3-0 at the moment, so they are absolutely showing up that second seed in Prototype. But OT here in front of us, guys, 30 seconds already elapsing here of this just in game 3 as well. It's going to be a nice long deep series. Lemons down that right hand flank, he's got forward Hilux in support. They got to beat out Quitzer. They can in the corner there. Almost forward Hilux sinking that one though, kept it bay. Nice little kind of almost double and triple commit here coming from Darkness, all on that near post. They're just hanging around waiting to be defensive as well. And Evoxy just killing Arts there, and Arts getting cut out just for the 3 seconds. VuDu wants to take it all the way down with that aerial prowess though, but kept out again. Evoxy has to win this over the half the line. Does he have a second man in? Quickly, he can't though. VuDu luckily is back though, because that was almost a long one.
That was great. Such a nice period of play from both sides. Darkness holding that defense, getting the breakaway, but not overextending, keeping VuDu in check. Now they get a second look at this, and it's up to Delta Force to try and make some space. Darkness sensing that they don't get a lot of these, throw 2 people at it, so there's no one there for the shot, but regrouped, regathered, still keeping the ball trending towards that opening of the Delta Force squad. And Delta Force eventually link up enough plays together. Lemons awkward in the corner though, not going to be able to transition this into something. Arts looking for forward highlights. The pass is there, the shot's high, and Evoxy was able to control that as well. Lemons looking to try salvage something and buy the time for the teammates to come together, but Darkness not ready to give them that opportunity. Forward highlights, tests and sends it right back.
Oh my goodness. Do we actually get Psychos here in SSA? I think forward Hilux would have been super chuffed if that was a goal. But anyway, it was kept out. 2 minutes here in OT. Things still tense as anything here. Evoxy, again, those backboard reads here from Darkness, so superbly good from them. Quitzer, he's going to find a play there on the right-hand flank. It's going to go all the way down here. Nice catch by Arts as well. Just got to control this ball. VuDu, they're already in his face though. Quitzer up for it. It's going to be just a shy of that right-hand post. Evoxy on the left here. Can't beat out Arts as well. So shots trickling in here from Darkness though, but definitely a lot of active defense and saves here coming up from Delta Force.
Huge. Cannot believe that we have been locked at this scoreline 4-4 since about halfway through the regulation time. So an entire game played after the first 8 blows, and now going forwards with Lemons. In fact, Art's going to claim that shot for themselves. Doesn't put on anything hard enough, but Lemons still looking for forward Hilux. Can't jump into that because it was third man. The transition passing plays 1-2 from Darkness, slicing through Delta Force, who eventually gather it up. And Art's trying to find Lemons, but the complexity of the shot required to complete that is a little too high, and they're going to have to go back. Darkness, though, they love to have these quick punches to return favor, though.
Yeah, sometimes those big 200 IQ plays, you know, you don't need them. Just keep it simple. Roll that ball in and kill the OT, right? This is just golden goal territory, right? You just have to close it out so you can go to game 4 and lead the series here. But everyone's trying to make those high-level plays. Everyone wants to try make things look a little too complicated than they need to. Yeah, VuDu keeping everyone out quick. So he's got the opportunity, a little bit too wide from him. A pinch from the corner, not the best. He could have mustered, didn't find that second man in the midfield. Everyone fighting tooth and nail in this corner there as well. Hilux, it's trying to get rid of this ball. They need to get it over the halfway line. Darkness, though, pinning them down in the defensive third. And now forward Hilux has to get rid of this ball. But Evox is there once again to challenge. And of course, Darkness doing that so well, challenging early and trying to dispossess Delta Force of any ball.
Delta Force making a couple more yards every time they step out. Darkness trying to return and trying to restrain their opponents. The noose starting to get loose, but VuDu wants to finish it with a clean strike. Doesn't manage to get anything there, so the execution goes awry. Delta Force with a bit of spur behind them right now. Come forward Hilux and Arts diving against their own wall. Lemons was the last one back. Now has to make something happen. A bit of miscommunication. VuDu and Quista both trying to confirm that. Eventually the pass comes down, and it's legal Evoxy, who's going to be the one that the team calls upon to put paid to a 4-minute 38 overtime. The pass, the mistake, the one moment of weakness Delta Force showed, and Darkness stamps their authority on it.
And Quitzer leaves that play in the corner, right? He doesn't go for the pass and play at all. He gets out of it. I think he almost allows Arts to put that ball down on his behalf. And of course, Legal Evoxy there waiting for that one Ultras and makes it good here for Shattered Darkness. And again, take the lead here, 2-1.
Amazing that Arts has been such a prominent feature in the side, considering he is the sub in here for Flame. So Arts proving, hey, we are a roster that is all ready to rock up and show up on the day. But on the other side, Varhead continues to just be someone. Look at that, 5 shots and an equal number of saves. Everywhere on the field, this guy is involved. 2 goals, 2 assists. I mean, the plays are constructed as a squad. That's what I'm feeling from both of these teams. There's not an individual weakness or okay, we just need to survive this one play. Everyone is looking to take that next shot. And I still say it, Buzz, this is the best feeling I've had that we're going all the way to a Game 7. 1 goal in that after a 5-minute overtime with too many stats. Love it.
Yeah, how many shots from Delta Force? About 16, I think. There.
Yeah.
So just peppering that back net, going wide, going left, hitting that woodwork, not sinking, kind of maybe those miscoms, the good backboard reads coming out from Darkness as well. Just everything that you want from a good standard Rocket League match. We've had that and more in bucket loads, right? And of course, such a nice long OT there as well. Almost 10 minutes, right? That we got blessed with. That was only Game 3, the Ultras, and there's much, much more.
It seems to be that tale for the night, right? In our play-ins, we had our complete 3-0 stomp, and then the other one, which was so hotly contested there. Queens, we're still waiting to hear a little bit of an update there. Last we heard was 3-0 versus a prototype, but waiting to see if they can finish that out. And here, I mean, right down to the wire on all of these. Oh, how are you feeling about your prediction, Buzz? You said 6-2 to prototype, right?
I don't know about the prototype game. I was doing 4-2 here with Delta Force, right? Just because Delta Force had such a good season. Yeah, prototype I would have completely messed up because I would be like, okay, number 2 seed have to be Queens. Now Queens are, thrashing you 3-0, right? So here we go. Game 4 at least on our screens, Ultrasm. Let's go.
If your prediction here was right, sorry, it was what I was saying, this would be the last time Darkness picked up a game, right? Delta Force are ready to rumble in your mind, or are you feeling that this is not going to be a reflection of how the rest of the season was so handedly in the possession of Delta Force?
Yeah, I mean, I think also just that league play can go one way, and then, you've got a lot of time to scrim and practice and do your VOD reviews and get better by the play-ins and the semi-finals. And of course, Shattered Darkness. Nice little goal there from the Lemons. Shattered Darkness, of course, have been able, I guess, to do that technical work, and they've definitely stepped up big time.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no more time to improve. You've got to put all the lessons that you learned over the 9 weeks in here. And Delta Force is showing that they belong at the top there. They learned a good couple of lessons, and again, a very close-knit fight there. Scrabble pops out a loose ball, and Lemon's going to jump on top of that, as he's going to do here as well. Gets it nearly over the top of Varhead, but Varhead's created enough consternation to give some space to Legal. He's got 1-2 touches. Sends it up. Oh, Varhead is actually not dealt with, and Varhead going to say thank you very much. Between myself and my teammate, we are going to just pick apart your team. I mean, that was the crucial miss there, and Varhead snaps it up.
Yeah, snaps it up, and we spoke in that pre-shot that Varhead is going to be the man we have to watch out for, but it's going to be Evoxy as well. That's always in the play, always trying to assist, always trying to enable his team to do greatness like that, and of course get the equalizer against Delta Force and Varhead, getting that 1 goal, and of course so many goals ahead of us here. We saw those 16 shots now in Game 3 that came out from Delta Force. So excited to see what's going to happen on this pitch.
The 1-2 play game, trying to link together here from Darkness. Quista just cannot get it to pop out enough to give space to Varhead, who challenges optimistically, but at least makes Fort Harlots hand off to someone else and get there. Every pass is an opportunity for Darkness to get involved here. Challenging on the side. Lemon's got work to do to pop it out there. Enforced by Fort Harlots, but it's put the 2 of them in a dangerous position. They have to come out the better, not when Quizda has something to say about it, though. Captures it, rolls it around, finds Legal Evoxy off the roof, gonna come back to receive that between the two of them, with Varade waiting so patiently in the center. Any mistake from Delta Force is going to cost them a goal. Varade says, is this the mistake? Pick it up, try to get the flick, got it up high, got Quizzo, who hesitates and just pulls out, realizing he doesn't have the shot, and Delta Force seems to turn it around for now. Darkness looking for one more shot.
Yeah, the second man position always looking for the best case scenario, right? Varade with the dunk. Oh, so close, they're coming in, and Quitza's going to be a bit more patient this time. He's going to wait here in the wings because he knows that counter-attack is ever looming here from the Delta Force side as well. Voxy going up, bit of a double commit there. Quitza as well looking for the same ball, though. Can they get rid of Delta Force? Can they do something with it? They make a stellar save. Varade, he's going to punch that out.
Desperate save, stellar save. They are one and the same here because they are important. Legal of Voxy trying to get physically involved and prevent the Delta Force back line from making any sort of clears, but it's been a couple too many misses right now. The attempt at the demo, Lemons hides, lurks, jumps out there to send it skirting down to the other side of the field as Varade cleans up right now.
Yeah, I just love the patience from Lemons as well. He waited, he held on to his boost, and he tried to at least get the pinch there so that we couldn't see, any trouble coming out here from the Darkness team. Lemons again making a problem of himself, yeah, nuisance of himself there. The rule one there between Varade and we can't see the player now. 2v2. If things weren't spicy, they are now.
Yeah, it's Arts taken out there. Arts for Varade. An interesting trade between these two sides, but it is officially a 2v2. 2 minutes left there. Legal Vox has work to do. Does manage to take it out to the corner and picks up the boost, so can carry this a long way through the air. Gets the first touch. At least meets for the 50 on the second. Lemons doesn't want to try jump too high. Spritzer trying to put some pressure on there. It is locked up between the two of them. Again, a bit of aggression coming through there. Lemons thinking about it, getting his teammate to rejoin because they're going to need some help on the back line. Legal Vox, he takes the air. Ford Hilux, you cannot afford to let this pass through you, Quitza. Oh, the shot was there, but Ford Hilux read it the entirety of that play.
Yeah, just put the whole body in front of that one. Had to make that save. Doesn't want to concede here against the Darkness when the clock ticking down. Maybe another OT in front of us. We're going to see if that's going to be the case here. Quitzer from the right-hand side is going to send it down forward. Hilux already quickly getting back on D. Lemons, though, punching this one forward. Nice. Evoxy keeping that one out. Maybe they've disrupted the rule one. Can they see Arts is still holding on to it. He does not break tradition here in Rocket League. Lemons takes the shot. It's going to be good.
Respect for the rule one. Varade was actually on top there. Either of them could drive away forward there, but they respect it. They give it up, and Delta Force gonna say we're just a little bit more potent there with Varade out of the position. So they're gonna take that late lead. 48 seconds left into this. They need this lead to bring the entirety of the series down. So Darkness, they were so close. They still are so close being able to wrench the series into their hands, but they're gonna have to do work in the final dying moments here. Varade tries for a shot there and tries to now set something up for the team, but dispossessed immediately by Delta Force.
Yeah, and the last time Delta Force won was only in game one. It's been close. All right. And legally Voxy has always been that player that's in the action. And here, once again, 2-2-2-2 on your scoreboard.
Man, you're going to have to wipe off your mic after that because that was a lot of twos going on. And eventually, it means that Delta Force, we now have the story of twos. If Delta Force gets this, we can add another 2 twos to that. Ford Hilux up into the air, wants to make it happen right now. 16 seconds is an awkward position to try and get this out. Art looking for the pass, has Lemons sitting there waiting, but enough of a defense comes out from Darkness. Still a little bit more work to do, might have one shot of their own. The other side pinches, dies. Lemons wants to keep it up. Ford Hilux chasing this. In fact, the two of them have found the length. They found the position. It's just going to eventually die meters away from the red line. And so, again, this tale of two stories. Do Darkness start to put a real bit of runaway momentum in the series, or can Delta Force level things up and take it to even more of a tense standoff?
Here we go, OT once again. The last time we had two, it was incredibly long. We saw basically double games there. Here we go, once again, Quitzer. He's going to send it forward. Does have Ford Hilux underfoot that hold on to, but Evoxy, the man that always gets in the thick of everything, sending it all the way back, holding on to the possession game as well, allowing Quitzer just to send in a nice banger like that, kept out by Delta Force and Ford Hilux. Sending this long ball downfield. They should be able to court quite comfortably here by Voxy. Bit of an awkward one down though. You'd imagine it's a pass though that's advantageous there to the Delta Force side, as Ford Hilux almost did damage with that one as well. Everyone getting back here on the blue side. Lemons catch in the corner. He's got the gas to take it the whole way, but already getting disrupted by Quitzer. Ford Hilux is up. He can't take the shot there as well. Opportunities here for Delta Force though, but just nothing seeming to be sticking at the moment. And the counter here from Quitzer gets past one just to make a play infield. Oh, so close.
Darkness with these counterattacks every time. Somehow they pull off where they double commit into a big risky jump in the center. No punish from Delta Force, and then you pull a cheeky stunt like that across your opponent's goal line. Never count out this Darkness side to turn it around, but Delta Force, arguably the more long-term pressure reliance team. They want to get these little passes and they want to get the challenge. They want to get shot after shot. Lemons trying to get around that one and at least trying to cause some sort of question marks on the side of Darkness, who found their distance, and now is where they like to strike.
Well, this clock ticking deep here into this OT at the moment. You love to see it. And who's going to be able to grab onto this ball? Quitzo with a nice long shot downfield. The forward highlights been able to hold onto that one comfortably. And again, back and forth table tennis in front of us. Voxy from the corner. Maybe he's going to look for the second touchdown. Oh, Vorit almost sinking that one. Ball nice and long.
Oh, no.
From the angle, maybe. Oh, my goodness. No. You have to think those.
You have to, but I mean, I was really hoping that wasn't going to be just a backwards pinch yourself, but the fact that wasn't confirmed, I know he got it as it hit the wall, but you've got to do it when you've got this much riding on the line. This could be do or die in 2 minutes. I mean, how much longer did that extend our overtime by? Delta Force could have finished it right here and now. Lemons, he's going to try to find someone in the center. No one's ready for that pass, and instead, Quista takes a couple of challenges under the belt and finds a little bit of space. Varhead can't confirm it at the end there. Lemons wants to try and give some of that same pressure, but once more the pass is not received.
Yeah, just the opportunities here again. Here we go. Delta Force, maybe something to do with it. Gets rid of Varhead though. Goal's going to go all the way down. Someone has to sink it. Ooh, Quitzer almost with that dunk. Lemons, again. Counter, the back and forth here between both these sides. 3 minutes of OT in front of us. It's going to be another long, deep one, folks. Quitzer, he's looking for that action. Varred from the corner. Bit of a pinch out there as well, but the control here going to come from Lemons. He's looking for the second as well. Not going to be able to do that. The defense so incredibly strong and tight here. Forward Hilux. Oh, not finding the side again. Oh, not again. Oh, it's Varred keeping it. How many saves for Varred there? I know there's 2 from Evoxy here. Varred must have a punch.
Enough. That's the secret, right? That last one you can see was like, I have no boost. I have one jump, one spin to get that ball out, and manages to make it work. Darkness, they hold on if just by their fingernails, and it seems like a single mistake is all it's going to take from these two sides. Bit of a half clear, even a half a mistake that Delta Force could just pinch on right now, because again, they have not been turned out of their side. But Darkness always has that looming counterattack that I'm waiting for. So Delta Force, can you finish it off? Can you finally kill the wounded animal that's lying in the darkness? Or are you going to give it up and wait for it to pounce?
And it just, Delta Force aren't going to make it easy on you, right? They are doing so incredibly well to hold onto this ball here. Lemon's taking the shot there. Quits are keeping it out here. No one able just to jump onto the ball. I think Ford Hilux was quite deep there as well. Lemon's taking the shot there. Vardet on the near post. He's going to wait for that one. Makes it nice, calm and clear of it. Evoxy from the corner, Ford Hilux bringing it down. No one's able to take a shot though. Odds maybe with the cracker. It's going to be a pixel shy as well though. And head into that 5-minute mark here. Ultrasm, no one's making it easy on us.
No. Darkness with a breakaway. Lemons finds some space. Can he actually get this angle? Has two teams waiting on the ground. Can you set it up? Tries to find Arts. Both of them are jumping up. Ford Hilux still, though, gets himself the momentum to keep this one going. It's a little bit too high. Maybe hoping for a bit of roof contact to send it down to Arts, who's trapped it in the corner, looking to pop it out to Lemons. Lemons is to get it past 3 bodies, and all he can manage to do is get it high. Now, all of those red players, though, charging forward. Quizta out of the section. Out of the corner, and Arts denies it. There's just frantic periods of players. Each of them wrestle the ball away and then take it all the way, and then they get a little bit caught up in the action. Double commits abound.
And everyone just, either looking for a dunk, hitting the backboard, looking for some kind of play, left, right, hitting the woodwork. Nothing kind of just going straight down the center. Ultrasm. Everyone's kind of shooting accuracy this game. Definitely, well below 30% at the moment. And it's just the ferocity and the intensity of this game where you concentrating so intently that you're struggling to do the basics right now, which is you need to score 1 singular goal to make things work. And Lemons looking for that opportunity. It's going to go wide. He's going to get kept out by Varet there on that backboard. Pinch from Varet as well. Not the best one, and already cut out by Ford Hilux, though. Ford Hilux, again, seems to be also the man. Lemons, oh, it just... Every time there seems to be this little inkling of opportunity for Delta Force, they're not able to sink it.
And it just comes down to neither team either wants to throw everything that they've got at it. They could play for the risky play, but I mean, that would leave them too vulnerable. And after 6 minutes and 15 of overtime, we have both these teams still deadlocked, not wanting to make the mistake. Both teams make a mistake there. Darkness seeming to come a little off the better. Barre drops it down. Ford Hilux has all the time in the world to turn around. Now starts getting a dribble going. He's got Lemons in tow, who sends a banger down to empty, vacant land and follows it up. The pass is there. The shot from Ford Hilux. We talk about Darkness having the counter-attacks, and yet it's this breakaway pass transition all the way to Ford Hilux, who was so nearly in tow, that finally gives Delta Force the crink that they needed. They had the pressure the whole way, and eventually it's going to be Darkness that buckles.
And buckle that did right, Ultras, and we've seen how good this team is on defense. We look at those saves. Oh, man. And Ford Hilux and Delta Force on the other side only had to make 4. In all of that time, we got 4 saves. But come on. And then they had to have 7 minutes of OT just to beat Shadow. What were you doing?
They were making it hard, but I think when I say I think Shadow was making it hard. They were on the backhand. That field domination must be over the entire game, because in the overtime, at least the last 3 or 4 minutes of that overtime, it was Delta Force with the field domination, with the possession, with the boost steals, with the disruption plays. And yet Shadow just always seemed to have someone with a more difficult than mechanically necessary pass or play to get that little bit of a release, send it down to the other side of the field, and then chase it off there, threaten something. Always making Delta Force reconsider bringing everything to the fight and putting it all on the line.
I kind of wonder how many missed waterfalls we had, missed opportunities to dunk we had, kind of woodwork saves, whether it was left or right post, because there was shot after shot from both of these teams, their Ultrism, that just couldn't get sunk. Right, and again, we spoke about that pressure. We spoke about how intense this game was, and of course, Game 5 ahead of us already. We tied up. Now it's 2 apiece, and you mentioned the whole time we're going to that Game 7. Well, we're inching closer to that goal.
Game 5 here, and 5 games is all it needed as we welcome our brethren from the B stream, where Prototype, they brought 1 back. But eventually, Queens finishing it off 4-1, so a convincing victor there in Queens. Dynasty securing themselves another one of the finals here this week as we go back to the present. The absolute deadlock here between Darkness and Delta Force. Darkness looking to throw that first blow, get back the momentum onto their side. You said Delta Force, the last time they won was game number 1. Well, they're back into the series.
Back into the series, and they're making it incredibly exciting. Yeah, this is a spectator sport. It's the best spectator sport. Yeah, it's Rocket League, and 4 minutes here in front of us. Let's see what's going to happen. Maybe another OT. Who could say? It's been the series of overtimes. Yeah, Varet can't beat up Lemons, because Lemons is going to send it all the way downfield. Evoxy with the catch, though, is rocking that nice NRG decals. Probably the Copium play as well. It's up, it's good. Oh man, it's those passing plays. They always stick.
Man, Legal Evoxy did so much, going up into that grabbing it, pulling in 1 defender, then dropping it down between 2 more, reading the recovery off the wall to make it into a pass to take advantage of that narrow window, but pulls all 3 members and then says, you know what, someone else, go for it, take the goal, and Darkness up by 1, showing that they're back in here. They are ready to manufacture something from nothing, and Legal Evoxy looking to do it one more time. It's popped out there. Quizter, yes, it is. Quizter actually creating enough consternation, but Delta Force having to group up as 3 to charge us down.
Well, Shadow Darkness up here by 1. We've seen them have these leads in a lot of our previous games, and Delta Force then fight to bring it back, and they usually do, either through arts, either through forward highlights. That was incredibly close. They hit it in that woodwork once again, though. But just those small little opportunities that Delta Force need to create to try threaten this nature of darkness. And of course, Kwitsa is going to send it all the way downfield, but Arts is challenging. Forward Hilux is waiting there in the wings. So is Lemons. They're the hungry hyenas that are here ready to pounce. They're ready to try and do something here against the darkness, and darkness really sending this all the way downfield. The Voxy, the man of the hour there, holding it on that halfway line. Kwitsa looking for the acute angle. He can't get it because Art's going to be punching it out though. Varit, no one, Voxy. Oh, come on, lads.
No way that does not go in. Everything that darkness had, they put into having a shot each, and clatter, clang, and silence as no goal eruption comes forth, and they get a little bit of a breakaway here. Got to be wide to the right-hand side, so see if Legal can pop it back. Has found Varhate, and decided by Lemons. Well defended on the back line. Delta Force somehow escape without having to take anything more against them, and get themselves a little bit of time. Fetch some boost. Lemons going to take to the sky. Gets the dunk on that as well, putting Varhate into a finesse little 1-2 play. What are you coming out with here, Legal?
What are you coming out with indeed there? You think the dunk would come out there, set him up so nice so then nothing happened as well, but Delta Force always getting pressured, always getting put on that back force there. Nice little, threatening plays here from Varet and
nice.
Almost top bins there, almost the upper 90 though, kept out, but they're still trailing by 1, and you only have to win a game by 1 goal. Shadow Darkness, they understand that. Voxy sending it down, catch by Varet. They're kind of the duo, the 1-2 plays coming up from these two is being superb to watch.
Yeah, anywhere on the field, they understand how to control the ball, what the next 3 or 4 seconds needs to look like, and eventually turns it around. It's going to be the victor, the soaring eagle of justice, to bring Delta Force back in here, but all the work being done in the corner by the 2 teammates. It was Forward Hilux who gets credited with the assist, but everyone had to muscle it out of the corner, and it was just the soaring arts that take to the sky.
90 seconds in front of us here, and it's been tense from the get-go. Evoxy holding the one down, waiting. His team's got to scramble back in defense. Varet, of course, they read it well enough to make sure he could get that save. And Evoxy sends it all the way downfield. Forward Hilux chasing, is able to grab the canister as well, though. It's just this boost management going Evoxy's way there as well. Arts from the corner, he's got to play it. Varet, nice little bump and play there. Lemons within that supporting role there, just trying to find a man in the midfield. Maybe he can. Forward Hilux is up. They're not going to get that dunk, though. Bit of a premature pre-jump up and not able to get that dunk. Kwitsa sending around field, though. Evoxy looking for those demos, gets rid of Arts. Varet looking for that angle. Past Kwitsa, finds Lemons. Forward Hilux is there. Maybe it's the 1-2 scramble. Nothing's going to happen. Ball already punched way back, though, into the Delta Force half. Man, oh man, Darkness. They've got that poise. They've got that gumption.
Each of these 2 teams is picking up a little duo who finds a bit of a loose ball and works together to desperately try and get it up to the other side of the field. And it's always that third man coming around and starting to set up a new link-up play. Now our duo, Varhate comes forward, Artsy in tow there. Lemon's going to be able to shut this down. Final 10 seconds as Lemons carries it the length of the field, looks for the pass, doesn't get the height on it, steals the boost. Just going to keep the last little bit of pressure here on Darkness. They let it touch down, and oh no, we do it all again, lads. Another overtime. 3rd in a row out of our 5 matches.
You love to see a 3rd consecutive OT here in this best of 7 series. Forward Hilux is maybe going to clean it up. Gone though, Lemon. Also looking for the action. He's going to come in. He's running it from that wall. Kwitsa keeping it out there. Voxy underfoot. Varet using that physicality just to box them out. Forward Hilux is going to take it, an attempt at it. It's kept out. Maybe Arts to close out. He's going to go up for it. Can he get the 1-2? Can't get it down. Oh, Lemons can't take the shot as well. And Delta Force denied.
I love how Lemons was straight away into that. He was going, if the double touch is not there, I know it's going to be here and hereabouts. I'm going for whatever happens. And just doesn't come out there. Forward Hilux in that back position, looks for the redirect. Arts gets enough on it to keep it going towards the back line. Lemons shut down. Next shot, Arts there. Forward Hilux waiting for this. Doesn't get connection, and Lemons has to settle with just recouping the possession in their own corner and maybe baiting in Varhate, but it's an awkward ball. Varhate takes advantage, takes the shots. Forward Hilux just the indomitable defender though.
Oh my goodness, here we are again, folks. Already this 1 minute into OT, 1 apiece on a score, but it's definitely within his low scoring games. VuDu, maybe look for that opportunity. Quista though also trying to get Vox out of defending. Vox is way back, he's just waiting in defense, making sure that things are going to be kosher here at the back for his team. VuDu keeping it out. Lemon's looking for that bit too much sauce on that one though. Doesn't find in his second man though. And again, ball going down into the Delta Force half.
Absolutely love to see it. Forward HyLux keeps going, meets up against a Voxy. Voxy tries to turn, has to buy the time, gets it out. It's an awkward bounce, but thankfully has a teammate. This one, venomness from Forward HyLux, but a little bit too much for his own teammates to handle. Darkness gets a bit of a breakaway 2 minutes into this overtime, and it seems to be one of the most frenetic ones we've seen. Both teams hammering tooth and nail. The pass backwards was nearly into the own net from Darkness. What is the madness we are seeing here?
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, this is elite tier. This is what we've been waiting for the whole week to see what's going to happen in the upper echelon of the RSC. This is season 3, right? Everyone now is in full swing and knows exactly what to do. VuDu doesn't find a man in that second man role there. Quitzer is going to maybe have an attempt here. Oh,
yes!
Wait!
No!
Oh, come on, Voxy. No, sorry, VuDu almost there, but kept out.
Oh, another crucial goal, a pivotal goal denied by these artists who've done such a good job to put these walls together. The digital crowd goes wild, and Lemons gets a cut on the inside, a slice of lemon that leaves a sour taste in his opponent's mouth, out of his opponent's corner, right around the two waiting defenders, and straight down the center. It is going to be Delta Force taking a lead in the series.
Oh man, right. So game 1. They won, and then they left it. 2 and 3 went to the darkness, and now 2 on the trot, 4 and 5 going to Delta Force here. Folks at home, you're watching. This is serious. We've seen 3 consecutive OTs, and finally, Delta Force getting into the swing of things here. You look at those stats. Shadow, Darkness having to make all of those saves here once again here against this Delta Force team, and at least Delta Force coming out on top this time.
Man, we're using you're getting your full value for money with your Rocket League stream here tonight, guys. We are taking this as much of the distance. Critical Force coming in there and turning the series now on game point. Shadow has work to do. We've said the whole time this should go to game 7, so I would not be surprised if Shadow didn't just come out here, but they came out swinging and they got themselves a quite comfortable win. You know, a 2 or 3 goal affair. But I mean, one of the questions that we have to ask is how much is playing at this intensity starting to have a fatigue factor? I mean, in the other semifinals, we saw that Queens, who is nice and rested, hasn't played at all tonight, looked comfortable the whole way through. On the other side, you're kind of going, prototype, they had to play a whole series beforehand. Now we've seen Shadow having to play a tough series beforehand and face up against a more rested Delta Force squad. So do you think that perhaps this is a case of just the more rested team? And I mean, if it is, then that's finals. Yo.
I mean, who knows, right? Queens seem to be having an absolute stellar evening, right? They're just taking down Ostrom. They're taking down Prototype. They're winning all over the show here, Ultrism. And now they get to sit in the wings and just wait. And if you get your wish, and this goes all the way to game 7, Queens are going to be so ready for whoever one of these victors are. And yeah, maybe Dynasty pick up a second title this week as well. Who knows?
It's kind of like that, the one boss, you're just waiting for the 2 people to smash it out, and then you go in and finish off the week 1. That kind of feels like what Queens has the opportunity to do, because whoever wins at the end of this slugfest that we have for you right now is going to have to take a little bit of a water break just to try and get those fingers and do the massages that they need. But it does put us into an interesting point here. You said at the very beginning, Delta Force takes us 4-2. We're now sitting at where that is a possibility, where it seemed like a dubious prospect just a couple of games ago.
Yep, we're finally in that territory at Ultrism where maybe, just maybe, the prediction comes right. And the thing is, it's definitely been, you know, the squeaky bum time, Shadow Darkness, the 1 game 2, the 1 game 3. It's been so close. And it's just been on that knife's edge, right, where we don't know what's going to happen. Delta Force, they wake up finally. They take 4, they take 5. It's been close. 3 back-to-back OTs, right? Forward Hilux, he's got those young shoulders where he can captain the team, and it's a situation where it's the same as Dogman, speaking to kind of older, mature players. He has to rally, he has to see, what can he do? But it seems to be working, right? Art's been doing incredibly well up front. He's making things work there, and just Darkness seem to have their number often because we see how these games go. We see how deep the OTs go. And that this game 6, I need it in my veins, right? Neo, Tokyo, kind of a field I don't think I like that much. And maybe it is really good for a game 6 because this is upset territory.
Yeah. The reason you don't like it so much is how many dreams have we watched being crushed on Neo Tokyo time and time again. You just think the series is starting to develop into something, and game 6 comes across and goes, not today. 2 games is all you get. But I mean, you've talked about how intense these overtimes have been, and it feels like there's so much depth and maturity and leadership coming out from both these sides to hold that temperament, to be able to go, okay, I know we want to take this opportunity. Okay, it's a pretty good opportunity, but we cannot afford to throw that third man in there and get it wrong. So just hold your nerve, hold your rotations, and play a long game because we can win this out. We are the better team. Both teams seem to be thinking that. And I mean, on the side of Shadow Darkness, the player that I do want to highlight. I mentioned earlier that Ford Hilux was so passionate about the game. Varhead was the #1 point scorer in the Mythic. He played all of the grinds, those wonderful match finders. He was there on social medias. And this guy lives and breathes Rocket League. Such a nice guy to interact with afterwards as well when I was chatting to him. And right now, I feel like this guy has one thing on his mind. And he's going to be telling that to his teammate. Calm down. We got this. Play our game, hold steady for as long as we need to, and counterattack hard. Wise words that he definitely said, and I didn't just put in his mouth.
I mean, that's exactly the case, right? It's just, who's going to be the mature player on the team, who's going to step up, who's going to try bring everyone down. Let's regain, let's be calm, right? Because it's easy to get your emotions to rise up high. It's easy to kind of get too carried away. Yeah, sure, it's a computer game. It's esports. There's only 5 minutes on the clock, though. There's cash money here on the line, right? 18,000 smeckles are here for these players, right? You know what I mean? Ultrazim, you don't play kind of casual Rocket League and tell your parents, oh, by the way, 18,000 bucks is on the line. It doesn't happen.
Yeah. You say the money doesn't count. You say we're here for the vibes. You say that, but you say that the whole way throughout the season before it's tantalizingly close in front of you. And then suddenly everything changes. It sits in the back of your mind, and then it moves to the front of your mind, and then you're 2 goals away from winning, and it's all you can see. And that's the most dangerous. You cannot get blinded by that. And I mean, right now, this game, not just for that position in the finals, you win this game, you guaranteed the money.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Here we go. So rival tier sub is coming in. Mutz gonna be stepping up onto the field. Your Ultrasm. Okay, if the game just wasn't ridiculous enough, we promoting the rival kid. He's coming up. It's game 6. Is this just the Hail Mary pass? I don't know.
But this is the best part, Mutz. You're leaving out the best part. This is the Shadow General Manager right now coming in. He's got, my boys are right on the edge. They need to win this. I choose myself. Pick me, coach. I'm stepping myself in there going, you know what? I'm going to inspire these guys. I'm going to back them up. I've backed them up the whole season from the moment I picked them. Now I'm putting my money where the mouth is. So we're going to be dropping their Mutz in there. I'm not sure exactly who subbed out at this stage. There was some sort of power issue some stage. So we'll get to see as we go in, but we are getting back into the game. And now, Muz, a sub this late into the game has one of 2 effects, right? Up or down.
Yeah, that's what's going to be the case, right? He's cold. He hasn't been on the sticks. He's coming up from rival tier. We've seen how hot this elite tier is, so it's just going to be difficult for Mutz. Yeah, it's been allowed, right? This is RSC admin allowed. It's perfect. It's been green lit. Guys, don't you worry. So, Mutz stepping up. Shadow, GM, right? Should he even be playing Ultrasm? He's ready. Put me in, coach.
Should he even be playing like old people like us can't still play Rocket League? Anyone can play Rocket League. Anyone can show up to play for their side. And just so you guys know, this has happened every day this week. We have had a power failure affect a player every day of this week. So we do the best. The guys come through here. They've still got the grit. They've still got the determination. We're loading in to Neo Tokyo. Game number 6, Delta Force poised to win it. Darkness having to scrabble with everything that they've got. Bring out the big bucks and try fight their way to a game number 7.
Oh, here we go. We're going to see what is Mutz going to be able to do for us here. Stepping it up, the GM, Shadow Esports. He's on the field here. Game 6 on Neo Tokyo, and already Lemons holding on to that ball. Does have forward Hilux. Not able to take that shot though. Quista keeping it out, and Arts looking to come in deep and try get that open. He's not going to be able to here. Evoxy. Hilux though, dispossessing him, disarming him, holding on to the ball, sending it downfield. Does have Arts in support as the second man. Lemons punting him forward though. It's going to go wide, almost the opportunity.
Still, Delta Force finding some good passage of play. This is an awkward play. Where's the defender? Where's the defender? Arts just thankfully picks it up and says this is coming down. I assume Arts with some shenanigans in the base. No, there was a demo. Someone just spawned in there. I assume that was Arts lurking around like the assassin, and takes credit for the goal at the end of it. So Delta Force get their pressure to pay off.
Well, slowly inching towards that 4-2 victory, but not just yet. Ultras and not just yet. Evoxy puts in that corner forward. Hilux bullying his way all the way. He's not going to find that top left corner though. Quista, Arts, Evoxy punching out. Lonely J having such a good time. We've spoken in that pre-show. Lonely J is going to step up. He's going to have an incredible time. He has had an incredible time, but still the fat lad, he hasn't sung just yet. Quista not going to find that angle, getting kept out, hitting that wall hard. Evoxy from that corner forward. Hilux bringing it down. Lemons with that catch. He's looking for that pinch. He's going to find Arts in the midfield though. Not the best catch though, but Arts still has that position, running it up that wall. Mutz bringing it down. It might be good. It won't be good. Quista sending it here. Forward Hilux down for Arts, down for the team. Everyone's fighting there on that halfway line. You just need a couple inches to move it forward.
Lemons moves it forward indeed. Picked up on the baseline. Quista gonna only get one touch at it as forward Hilux sends his attempt sky high. Doesn't manage to get any sort of advantage, so they retreat back down. Lemons wants to take it out. Has kind of gotten himself on the wrong side of the ball. Incoming dispossession though, picked up and handedly dealt with. Turned into some pressure by forward Hilux. He's going to get a second touch now. Tries to pop it up, but no one's there for a bit of a charge forward into the ball. They all just made too much progress up the field, and means that Darkness now doesn't really have anyone with momentum that they need to worry about. They take control of it in their own corner. Forward Hilux, always someone to worry about, and Lemons with a very preemptive jump suddenly gives some space for Darkness to work their way.
Well, Quista, and just straight over that goal face there of Delta Force. You think that we're going to find Darkness get the equalizer, but not in that moment. A lot of time left to play though. They will find their opportunities again. Yeah, Quista going to get that catch. Won't be able to beat out Lemons. Lemons send it all the way down to the opposing corner. Evoxy is going to be able to catch it. He's going to be able to run it up. And he beat out 2. He's going to be able to find Mutz. Mutz wants to be able to find a pass back into the midfield though. He's not going to be able to get into the hands of his teammates though. And Arts getting beaten up by Evoxy. Lemons though going to be able to catch it and send it all the way downfield here into this Darkness half though. Forward Hilux, they're getting a demo onto Quitza. Is this going to be the moment? It won't be, because Evoxy is going to be able to clean it up and keep it out.
The double commits coming through here. The tension's running high for both squads. Forward Hilux diving himself deep into their opponent's half. Arts challenging there on an awkward angle means that best you can hope for is a bit of a push towards the center, but Delta Force has had to invest a lot into this. Their boost tanks only replenished because they've been making some great steals, and they finally get it through there. Forward Highlights actually going to snatch away that goal at the very last second with a 1-2 plays here. Up, over your opponents. Eventually linked together. Forward Highlights says, I'm not settling for an assist. This is my goal. I created this. Most importantly, with 1:31 left to go, Delta Force suddenly in firm control of the series.
Yeah, and everyone remember, we're sitting here on series point as well, which means Delta Force, they can win this and they can take the whole thing and they can meet Queens in that grand final. So a minute separating everyone from magic time. Darkness, they need to be able to do something quick and fast. Evoxy He's going to find the second man in. He won't be able to. Arts to keep it out. Oh, no. Mutschuk not able to get a hand onto the ball, though. Quitzer quick in the defense. They're able to keep it out, but no control. And the forward Hilux is here. Maybe going to make it a third, though. If Okes is going to do something here at the back. Quitzer looking to get that bump and play, trying to get rid of these pesky offenders. Down. Quitzer with the catch, though. And it's going to be out to the corner.
Chips in front of the net. It's going to finish it off. And suddenly the hopes and the shadows dissipate. As the passing play was too much. Forward Hilux gets it over to diving defenders. Darkness just not holding a player back. Those rotations just half a second off kilter. Half a breath off they being in the same state of mind. And they have now an indomitable task just to keep themselves alive. Legal of Oxy tries to pull off a heroic shot. It comes to nothing in 30 seconds. 3 goals. Delta Force may have just found themselves a ticket to the prize money and a spot against the Dynasty Queens.
It seems to be the case here. Can Darkness try score ever so quickly in only 20 seconds? I don't think it's going to be the case, right? And this big luminous light coming down just to dispel the darkness here at Delta Force. You're the #1 seed for a reason, Ultrism. They made it, I was going to say they made it look easy, but they definitely didn't. It's been a tough battle to get here, but it does look like they're going to make it through to that grand final.
Yeah, nothing about this series was easy, friend, but it is, of course, the home that dreams are crushed, the neon lights banishing the darkness and the shadows taken out, forced into a relegated spot. In this game, the last one of this series, the defiant stamp of authority here from Critical Force, the only one that didn't really test us down to the wire. The rest of it, I mean, Arts, the lowest ranked player coming out here, the sub from Critical Force, was so often in that MVP slot.
Yeah, they did so incredibly well. Yeah, I was asking SparkyCracked earlier, are we going to see Darkness make the semi-final? He said he hopes so. They made the semi-final. They made everyone proud. They put on such an absolute show in here in this best of 7 against Delta Force. But at the end of the day, it wasn't meant to be. And so Darkness, they go home. They're not going to make this Elite Grand Finals. And of course, we're going to see Queens taking on Delta Force.
Well, some fatigue to work as after an hour and 7 minutes. Yes, that's how long this series took. After an hour and 7 minutes, we welcome back the wonderful Greybeard, of course, who, I don't know if you were shouting as much as we did, but we were able to keep up the hype and the energy the whole way through there because, damn, what a series.
So I had a 2.5 hour dental operation today, or procedure, and this series feels like it stopped as I arrived at the dentist. It feels like it has been going on that long. It's unbelievable. I mean, what a series. What, 3 overtimes? And long overtimes, not your kickoff 6-second overtimes either. I mean, it's... and for me, it feels like with this tier, every series should have been this close. Because for me, this mirrors how close this tier has been.
It really has. I feel bad for your dentist appointment because you must have been grinding your teeth and biting your nails the whole way at moments there. So hope no permanent damage. But yeah, I mean, the scores, the stats, everything led up to this. And I'm glad I didn't make a prediction. That could have gone either way. Muzz, spot on though.
Yay, 4-2.
I think Muzz just goes 4-2 with every best of 7. He did that last night and got it right. And there we go. Art, the series MVP. 20 shots. Shooting percentage, a little bit questionable, but 6 goals, not bad. And getting in there with the aggression on the demos up front, I'm sure, and the 7 saves. So big shout out to Arts, the series MVP. And what this means is that we are now going to have #1 on the table facing #6 on the table in the grand final, which is remarkable.
Yeah, that's something to say, Greybeard. I'm struggling to find the words, actually, because that is statistically the furthest distribution you could actually get, considering the play-in bracket, etc. So, can something happen? Yeah. I mean, Dynasty Queens, when we did it on Monday, the Jokers came in as the firm favorites. Now you're coming in as the firm underdogs. But this outfit, I feel, just has something special about them. And right now, you got to be thinking fatigue. I asked Muzz about this earlier, Greg, but surely this intensity affects you in terms of stamina.
You know, people often, when you compare Rocket League to other titles where a series can be, a single game can be like 45 minutes, and people look at Rocket League and you go, it's so short. But I honestly believe that Rocket League has those 5-minute segments have such intense mental focus. And I've, you know, I hate talking about me in Rocket League because I'm not great, but you know, those, especially those long overtimes and when you are just, you're locked in, it is exhausting. So absolutely, fatigue is a part, because on the other side, Queens have had a relatively easy run, losing only one game, so they will be the more rested against, or more warmed up, let's say. But before we get into the grand finals, let's have a quick chat with Delta Force, representing Delta Force, Lemons.
How's it?
Lemons, it's very, very good to see you. I think this is the first time we've had an on-camera chat. You've been around a long time, but let's start with the fact that you've been on this team for like 12 minutes.
Yeah, basically, like, in the last minute we through, and yeah, we are, yeah.
When did you join? Because you were sort of late in league play. You landed up on the team at week 5, 6?
Yeah, I think week 7, maybe.
Week 7, as late as that?
Yeah, maybe
okay.
week 7, yeah. Okay.
All right, well, tell me about tonight. I mean, are you exhausted? We were talking about, you know, how these intense long overtimes and an hour, just over an hour of a series. How are you feeling mentally and physically? Are you ready for the grand finals?
Yeah, no, ready. I think started very the call, and I know more energy coming in now. So I'm looking forward.
Excellent. Well, your audio's struggling a little bit. It's like talking to a PowerPoint presentation, but I think I got the gist of that. Are you feeling confident against the Queens?
Yeah, no, we are confident. My teammate is in there, so go for him. He's has a target on his, so.
Excellent stuff. Well, Lemons, congratulations. I'll let you go and get ready because we're not going to waste too much time. Your series has burnt a lot of the night, so we're going to get on with it. So good luck in the grand finals.
Awesome. Thanks, Greg.
Cheers, man. Cheers, Lemons.
Yes.
And there you have it. We are pretty much ready now. Now we've got to scramble, get everybody into the lobby, get these grand finals underway. But what a night we've had, and we've had it's sort of followed a similar theme every playoff night we've had so far, where one side of the bracket seems to be a breeze, a lot of sweeps, sort of an easy run for one of the teams, and on the other side it is a grind. And in a way, I'm kind of sad Darkness didn't make it, because they would have come through having gone through, you know, a very, very long play-in series and then an even longer semi-final, but not to be. So Delta Force will be facing off against Queens. And it is number 1 in the league against number 6. And it really does reflect how close it has been. And in the league, these two teams were separated by just 3 points. So, ladies, gentlemen, let's get ourselves into a grand final. Ultrasm, Lolanizer. So you've had one team grinding it out, another team breezing through. Do we meet halfway in the middle here, Ultrasm? Or is it a long series or a sweep?
Can I just steal Muzz's trick and just go 4-2 right now? Difficult to say who the 4-2 is going to be for, but I think Delta's a great team. I'm very impressed to see how they played there. You talked about the shooting accuracy. That was just because there were so many saves kind of denied out there. So 4-2, not a sweep, not an easy game, but a good challenge from Queens would be my initial assumption.
And then Lolanizer, you were here for the first series. You cast that first series where the Queens they looked really, really good. So your thoughts? I mean, Ultrasm has now seen Delta Force. You've seen the Queens. Your thoughts?
So out of the 7 games that they've played so far, they've lost 1 on the side of the Queens, right? And then on top of that, poor Delta Force are coming off of almost an hour, 10-minute series. That is a lot of time to spend focusing and just hard locked in. And so I think that's going to make them suffer just a little bit in the grand finals, just because Queens had the time to relax. They've had the time to make sure their head is clear and be fully prepared to jump in and not be exhausted. Whereas Delta Force, my mentor would be absolutely shocked at this point after so much concentration.
All right, well, we do have the prediction up in chat, and I was just looking, 83,000 channel points on the Queens to take it versus around 40,000 for Delta Force. So generally the chat vote tends to highlight who's got the biggest fan base in chat. But that's kind of interesting. And then Ultrazom, I don't know from seeing the Delta game if there's a player that you think is kind of key to success for Delta. And then Lolly, I'm going to ask you for Queens.
Sorry, I had to do my channel points because I had to put those. That's great odds here for Delta Force. So I'm cashing in. Yeah, I think they've got a good shot. I'm ready there. Yeah, in terms of, is there an individual player? Yes and no. Is there a player who did fantastically well there? Arts was brilliant. I mean, there's a reason why I got MVP. But in terms of the standout player, that's difficult to say simply because it wasn't a standout. Everyone was good.
And Lolly, yours?
Same thing. Yes, and I think Chase, Clever Rabbit together play a lot for the side of Delta Force, Queen, sorry, and both of them make a huge impact. So as long as they're both playing together and as long as Timtan's playing good, I think they have a lot of chances to take the series.
All right. Well, we have one more series, one more game. There are 2 left. 2 teams left, only one can be the champion, the elite champion. Ultrazom, Lolanizer, once again, bring us a banger.
Bring us a banger. Last time Greybeard said that to me, I think we served it up here. And Lolanizer, we have differing opinions on here, but certainly a lot of confidence in each of our own sides, seeing how well they have played here tonight.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Just to mention the fact that this is the 6th seed coming up against the 1st seed.
That's bad.
That is crazy. That is like, but that also just shows how close a lot of the competition going throughout RSC, both in Elite, I think also in Rival, all the tiers, has been. It's just been all really close and compact. All these teams are really similar despite being 5-6 spots different from each other.
Yeah, Greybeard had mentioned it earlier. He was saying that, it was surprising to see the individual series being more one way or another. But the entirety of the top 6 encompassed in this match right now. Anyone can take it. Really, only 7 games is going to tell. I mean, the fact that you and the majority of chat is actually voting for the 6th seed. I mean, it's not like this is just, okay, they made it. Good job for them. This is that they're touted to win it. This bracket is absolutely mad.
Definitely, but I mean, we both mentioned. I mentioned earlier. I feel a lot of it is just that mental strain that Delta Force. That's why I think a lot of people might be going towards the Queens. Also, I mean, there's the story of the 6th seed, the underdogs, the team that theoretically, in terms of stats, shouldn't be here, but they've made it through time after time, and they're pushing to get into that first spot in grand finals.
I like it. I like the romantic mindset that you've got going on here. I'm sure you guys know these names by now after seeing them tonight at least, if not before. Hard Flame, unfortunately, out. We haven't seen an appearance. Don't know if they're going to be back for this game. Instead, Lemons, Ford Hilux, and Art all pulling their weight, and none of them are really fulfilling an individual role more than just taking their opportunities when they need. And on the other side, going to be looking at that Queen's roster. But if you guys are not sure what we're playing for, 5,000 Rand. 5,000 Rand here tonight. Both teams have secured themselves at least 1,650, but an extra double that up for grabs if you can take it in the 7.
Oh, definitely. All the players, they all want a piece of that. They all definitely deserve what they've worked for. Now, taking a look at the side of Queens, as I mentioned, Chase, Clever Rabbit, They're two really good players with a little bit of RLCS experience, and they play together so well. And then Tumtam added in there, he plays that third man really well. He keeps it safe. He keeps the team together. He finds openings where, like, he just cleans up what Chase and Wabbit couldn't finish off.
I like that. And I really like that you mentioned the RLCS experience, because these are guys who are then a little bit more aware and used to the big match temperaments. I mean, this is it. We talked about it, and especially in the lower tiers, you're going, okay, sure, maybe these guys in the grand finals have never been on a big stream before. As we get to Elite and tomorrow night Master tier, these guys are so much more used to playing for the big play. So we'll see. Is the mental wreck, is fatigue gonna change the story? That outcomes right now. 2 teams left. 5,000 Rand up for grabs. Lolalizer and myself, Ultras, are here to bring you the grand finals between Delta Force and Queens in RSC SSA Season 3 Elite Playoffs.
How good this series is gonna be. Both of these teams have such good capability. Delta Force looking for an early opportunity, but they can't quite get it through. Queens now bringing it down the other end. As I mentioned, both teams very even, very good. But Queens, they almost had a bit of a mistake there at the back line, but they managed to survive for just a little bit longer.
Well, here's the classic tale. Even with the custom colors of the series, red versus blue, iconic matchup, the iconic rivalry, still deadlocked after the first 40 seconds. Delta Force making their presence known for an extended period down the side, and nearly looking for that one in there. Bit of a bump will help that ball on the way forward. Highlights picks it up confidently, unchallenged for now, still takes it over one. Got Arts in tow, but Lemons was also present in that corner and has to settle for an awkward touch there to just maintain the presence in their opponent's side. Queens struggling to get out of the box that they're being tightened into, though.
And as you mentioned that, they get a small clear, but it only goes out to Lemons. The possession isn't staying too much in the hands of Queens. Delta Force, they're just packing down time and time again, keeping that ball in the red side. A little bit awkward. Highlights touch beautifully onto the back ball, but no one there to follow it up. It's keeping it around. As mentioned, Delta Force, they're not letting go. They're keeping Queens stacked on their back line. Chase does find the ball to the other side. Wabbit wants to capitalize, can't quite find it. Gonna have to play for the ball to go back. Hilux and take this opportunity to take this ball back into Delta's hands. Look for an opportunity. Lemons, beautiful shot. Crossbar, my favorite defender, gets the save. The ball is not out of the danger zone yet, though. Delta Force touch the backboard. Chase gets the clear out.
Delta Force going to be heartbroken that they didn't get that. They sent 2 players up for it, so there was no one for the extra shot. And the crossbar, like you say, 2 more into the air. Neither manages to come out away with it. Lemons at least be able to steal the boost and cause consternation and trickery in that corner. Arts had pushed up and didn't manage to find it directly onto the bonnet, but Delta Force in general still once more being in the faces of the Queens. And there's a shot from close range, eventually muscled into a playable position. There's no hesitation. They've been looking for something to break away in a game of the physicality of forward highlights, charging through Chase and sending it towards the center. Dynasty down by 1. Delta Force get their first.
You know, a lot of this game so far, Delta Force has been holding on possession. Lemons, great touchback, looking for the redirect. Won't quite find it, Queens. They're sent to their back half again. They have to defend against Delta Force, who have had a lot of time to keep warmed up. Nice pass mid. Lemons will be there, tapped to the corner. Might be an opportunity, will be kept away by Queens once again. They need to get the ball into the hands just a little bit more solid, because every single touch at the moment is finding its way into the hands of the opposition.
I like the slower place opted here for Chase. Gets checked by Tim Tam on the way, but regathers and again keeping that finesse play, that in control, close to the body play. And he gets him so far as Tim Tam goes back out. Instead, Delta Force come forward with aplomb, with pace, with intention. They all charge forward. They're going to have a shot there. Tim Tam with a pre-jump and no boost. Somehow still makes the save. He gets the opportunity to send it down there. In fact, picks up that mid-boost and suddenly Delta Force under their first bit of pressure.
Queens, they're going to look to capitalize. Still will get a huge clear. Tim Tam shot through, kept away this time by Lemons. He's now got a lot of time on that ball. He has space, but he doesn't have boost. We'll pass it out mid. No one there to follow. Wabbit now taking control. I like to see the control. It's something that Queens rarely need throughout this game. Will be a little bit of it, but not enough. Delta Force are pouncing on pretty quickly. Chase clearing it out. Kept it back in the red half by Arts. Forward Hilux. trying to get the pass mid. Wabbit will be keeping it away. But as the story's gone so far this game, Queens, they're sitting in their half. Maybe Art with the touch to the backboard follow-up, but the reset will be kept out. Queens, they need to find something soon. They don't have much time left.
What a chance for Delta Force to really put this game completely in their hands going to the last minute. But nothing comes out of it, and good resources used from Lemons off the backboard. Try to get that out. Eventually Queens get something, but I mean, it's skirting back and forth. The possession is not there. Delta Force, they've defended what they needed to off one really good shot from the Queens, and that might be all the Queens get. Delta Force into the charge. The dunk attempt from Lemons gets skirted, and Queens with a breakaway. They're sensing blood. They want to try and get themselves back into it right now, but it's just going to need a couple more attempts. They've thrown 2 into that right now, and Art's able to deflect super easily.
Now Delta Force, they're starting to get pressure a lot more. Art can't reach that one. Lemon's on it. The net. Wabbit couldn't find the shot, but it's past to Tim Tam. Goes wide. Maybe an opportunity. Double commit. No one's back. Delta Force surely going to go for that shot. There it is. 2-0 Queens. They were so close there just before. They had the opportunity, but they just barely couldn't find the ball onto the net.
And that right there is the risk of throwing everything into attack. We talked about it in the previous series. At the end of that was just that Delta Force and Darkness were able to hold the third man, but here Queens at 4 seconds, they had no other option. They put every egg in that basket, and it all came crashing down. Oh, come on. Do we not get to see if that touches down? But Hilux at the end and nearly finding an extra angle just to add an extra bit of flair to that first game victory.
Definitely. And looking at the side of Critical Force, we see Lemons getting that MVP, but it's worth mentioning that whole team played really well together. They didn't give Queens much space to do anything on the ball, and they kept that ball sitting in the Queens half in their possession, getting the touches to their teammates and not to the opposition, and that led them to a 2-0 victory.
And that's a big part that you talk about. I mean, if you look at the shots, it's what, 11 versus 5? It was that touch you talk about, not giving away the possession. There were a couple of opportunities there where Queens were pushed back for so long. The best that they could do was just throw it down to the other side of the field, maybe try get a couple of boost pads, but someone was waiting there. Forward Hilux captures it, starts to dribble up and goes, okay, you got 3 seconds to breathe, and then we're hitting you guys again. And sometimes, I mean, that's why I said at one place, Chase took a nice little slow down play where he tempoed it and held that control and let his players work up with them. But they couldn't get further. You know, there was always, they'd never beat, it felt like, the Delta Force players.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I mean, it is difficult. Understandably, they're sitting there, and when you're stuck in that defensive line, you don't have much of an opportunity to get boost. And when I did see Queens take possession, it was usually a player who's sitting there with 0-15 boost, and that's not enough for you to make a play out of. And that just speaks volumes to him, to the amount of pressure that Delta Force were holding onto that Queens roster.
Yeah, that's kind of why I backed them. They've been consistent throughout the season. They've been consistent tonight. They've got that ability to just whittle down their opponents. It's not just a breakaway, a one-and-done kind of play. They've got this, but they need to worry. Chase has got the back. Oh, it's with the save off the kickoff there. Oh, Chase had all the time. He picked it up so quickly, and now there's a chance down the other side. Arts is a 1v1 versus Tim Tam. At least settles for a clash that comes out. The pass they play confirmed there. It was Queens. They tried desperately off the kickoff, and Delta Force punished with a relentless combo.
What a beautiful pass coming from Lemons going to Hilux. And now we're sitting at a 1-goal lead once again for Delta Force early on in the game. Queens, they want to start finding more opportunities. Maybe we'll come in Wabbit here in the air dribble. Looking to get it over. He gets past 2. Might be an opportunity. Hilux, he does get the 50 out. We'll go down to Chase. Keeping possession in the corner. Lemons looking to clear it. Gets a touch back. Does go to Hilux. It's a phenomenal touch. That's speaking to the fact that they keep the possession in their hands. The pass went straight back to their teammate well in defense.
Difficult position here for Queens. They do well to get it out here. Delta Force, they set it too high. The passes continue to link up for Queens. And Chase at the end of it, waiting to set this in there. 1-2 touch, cramping up anyone, and that pass off the wall. Tim Tam finds his teammate, and we get a nice little view into the aquarium as Delta Force forced to sink one home.
What a beautiful response. You know, when your opponents get a pass play and your response is to get a pass play right back at them, you love to see it. Now,
Whatever you can do, I can do better, right? I like it.
Oh yes, always. And now we're sitting at a 1-1 game. This is the first goal that Queens has scored so far this series. They're going to need to push further. Lemons trying for the double tap. Will be kept away by TimTam, but Queens, they found themselves once again in that defensive half. That Delta Force keeps sending so very well. Beautiful shot from Lemons. Threads the needle between two pre-jumping defenders and finds the lead once again to Delta Force.
The pop out from the wall that Delta Force is manufacturing and the speed that the attacker comes through there. Lemons had the smallest window and had people right on them to keep that nerve and keep your finger on the boost button. Just gets through there with the touch, and Delta Force reclaim their lead. They say, okay, we're playing a game of passing plays. Watch this. Yeah, we're going to set up that stand, and there's a back and forth. Long shot comes through there. Forward high, like somehow doesn't just defend, but pinches it off the baseline. Gives away possession to Arts as Chase, and gives Delta Force once more a look forward. Queens, you've got to get in control of this game. You've got to start getting this pressure and the momentum down to that purple side. Two in the air. This is actually big.
That double commit might open out of space, but then Queens respond with the double commit and a bit of a lackluster touch. Another double commit might be bad here for Queens. Luckily for them, Delta Force didn't pounce on it immediately. Chase looking for the touch back down. Does land on TimTam. Maybe an opportunity pinched away by forward Hilux. Wabbit forced to go all the way back. Undo a lot of the progress that Queens have had. Delta Force going right back onto that offensive side.
Look at the difference in time it takes for the Queens players to link up after a loose ball has been manufactured. Delta Force are wasting no time in hesitations. Now there's been a bit of a check on their own baseline. Lemons drives into the defender and takes out their only opportunity to clear this. Forward Hilux, the bounce was not bad, the clear was not bad. The shot from TimTam put the pressure, and unfortunately, no way for an Art to be able to get to that ball. Level up game through a small mistake on the defensive line.
More mistakes. They can make a huge difference when it comes to a game like this, especially in the grand finals. It's not the place you want the mistakes. Chase looking for the opportunity. Forward Hilux will keep it away. Lemon trying to push it forwards. Now it's Forward Hilux and Art sitting in the back line with no boost. Forced to get the clear out to Lemons. Gets past one, but the bounce is too awkward. Kept away by TimTam this time. Wabbit bumped away a little bit from the play. Delta Force, we see them. They're creeping up a lot forwards in that offense. Maybe Queens can capitalize on that a little bit later on.
Yeah, they definitely are throwing everything, and that's something that Delta Force has been able to avoid for a large part of the series. So maybe they are just a little frustrated at where they're going right now. Defensive problems lead to more defensive problems, and I mean, when you're throwing too many into the attack, you're kind of giving yourself that problem that you have to deal with. But they've stabilized. They've cut this one off nicely. Chase, all he can do is find it back to his own corner. It's a dangerous line, and he jumps up well to it. But Forward Hilux, oh, it would have been a great attempt. This one's a bit too high. Forward Hilux has work to do. Goes a bit high over it, and him and Lemons have invested a lot into it. But it's just going to slow it down for a second. Team pinch.
Now TimTam back in the back line. He's taking control, which I do like to see. Does get forced away from Forward Hilux's threatening bump. Lemons keeping it around past mid. No one there to take it, but no one from Queens turned on it. Did give a bit of time for Delta Force to get back on that big pass mid. No one there. It clears it away. Time Wabbit. Touch is a bit heavy. We'll make it to the other side. We'll get a touch to the backboard. Maybe the opportunity. 55 seconds left. Game is sitting very even. Neither team able to get this lead just yet.
Again, Delta Force have committed to an aggressive position before really having an advantage. They've recollected themselves well, but Queens have got a breakaway. They've got an overlap, the 1-2 pass. First shot, but too wide to the side, so it wasn't threatening enough for the defenders, and they can pick it up. This is an open goal. Forward Hilux, you swine! You're going to steal that one? Okay, at the end of the day, you still get the goal, but Lemon's the one to really be credited. Straight down the center and secured.
And that one, I just feels like, you know, last man on Queens didn't have much boost, but he was forced to play on that ball. Left the net pretty wide open. Maybe the kickoff goal would have been very beneficial. 30 seconds left on the clock. It's not entirely impossible that Queens can't bring this back. Great touch in the corner will be kept away by Arts. Chase looking to keep it around. Touch to the backboard. Lemons will get the touch away. Chase keeping it around. Wabbit for the demo. Queens, they're getting pressure. This is what they need. TimTam fake out for Chase. The shot kept away. 8 seconds left. Queens, they need to find an answer now. Otherwise, Delta Force will be taking game number 2.
The shot Chase gonna set it up high. TimTam waiting for this to come out, but Delta Force, they deflect time and time again to the sides. It is gonna touch down. Delta Force pick up their second game in a row. It really just seems like the vast majority of the tempo being controlled by them.
Definitely, I do see that the pressure wasn't as high. Queen started to deal with it a bit more, but Delta Force, they just pushed up the pressure a little bit further and just made it a little bit more difficult for Queens. And it still resulted in another win for Delta Force. But Queens, I do see them. They have the potential. They're starting to play against that pressure correctly. They're starting to take time on the ball, and they might have a great opportunity in the next games.
Yeah, interesting that they're showing some versatility as well. 3 demos coming out from the low scoring Wabbits, and the lowest score on the other side, it's also getting credited with 3. So both of these teams not afraid to go for that impact demo that they need, or even on the defensive line when your opponents are cramping you up so much. Sometimes just on the way out, all you can do is take out the guy who's ready and waiting to make the shot. You won't get there in front of the ball, but you can get the player out of there in the first place.
Oh yeah, getting rid of a player opens up so much space, and space leads to opportunity, leads to chances for you to take a lead and take home the first place prize pool.
First place prize pool would be nice. Right now, I'm wondering, do we even go all the way to game number 7? Queens yet to answer back. They've got an opportunity here in game number 3, but got to start with some consistency, and immediately being hammered, peppered, forward highlights, the arts, and just denied. Wabbit on the baseline.
Queens, they managed to keep that around, but Delta Force isn't gone yet. Lemon's looking for the opportunity. Will be kept away. It's a touch goes out to Hilux. 50 from Chase. Keeps Queens alive. Here comes TimTam, taking the touch. It's a little bit too heavy and it lands in the hands of Lemons. Wabbit now. Touch to the side, looking for the pass. Arts will be the first one to receive it though. Chase keeping around. There's a bit of a demo coming on the back line. Opens up a little bit of space. As you mentioned, Queens might have the opportunity on the counterattack, but it will be kept away once again by Delta Force onto the side of the red.
Confident catch comes out from Chase on his own baseline, and to get another opportunity to start working forward. Lemons in the back. TimTam out of the play from the big defensive demo, but he's still going to be reinforcing quickly enough. Here he is into the challenge, going to come off this reflection of the corner there. Difficult play forward highlights, so understandably beaten there by the physics. Still left his team with enough of an overlap that they can deal with this. TimTam trying to collect with his own line. This ball ricocheting like a pinball match across the sides of the field. Where it settles though, and who can get the critical 50 to determine the fate of this next goal. Would come here, was it just going to slow down?
It is looking a bit awkward here for Delta Force. None of them have much boost. And Queens, they're still knocking on the door. Beautiful pass shot!
Yes!
Almost saved by the post, but it will find its way in. And Queens, they finally find themselves with a lead.
You identified it, Delta Force. They were pressured hard. They didn't have a lot of boost, so they couldn't keep challenging for those 50. And it was just that bounce perpendicularly off that corner wall and popped it towards the center and allowed Queens to take the shot. And their first lead in this match up here tonight in the grand finals, showing all the life that they need. They got to break away, and TimTam getting a bit of momentum behind them as well in this push towards their opponent's corner. Hands off to Wabbit.
Here comes Hilux, bringing the ball back into the red side. Chase trying to keep it away. Lemons, great touch to the backboard. Wabbit, a little bit awkward there in the net. It's kind of difficult when you have 2 players threatening your box and you don't know which ones to read, and you're sitting there all alone with 15 boost in your tank. But Delta Force tie it up.
Yeah, that was not on the last defender. There is a series of unfortunate events that have occurred to get you into that situation. Queens love these little early aggressive creative plays. They're going to get one here as forward highlights. They're so well to just hold this up high in the corner. Now a bit of a retreat forced out for Delta Forces. They didn't clear it out, and they're going to have their back line vacated as well by the physicality. A waterfall comes down. The shot gonna be there. The pass was everything, and TimTam makes no mistakes out of this.
Queens, they're not letting go of that lead just yet. Beautiful pass on the waterfall bounce. Beautiful shot. The lead is back in the hands, and Delta Force sent back to that 1-goal deficit. They're going to try answer, but TimTam, as you mentioned, they're getting that early pressure off of the kickoff. Chase looking for the shot. There it is, Queens. They double their lead, 3-1. This is exactly what the Queens need to stay in the series.
Oh, that pressure of the kickoff that you say. TimTam and Chase just have played this time and time again. You can see the synergy. I'm going for it. Just catch whatever I pop out there, and he gets a beautiful roll out of that corner on the roof. Chase now looking to once more find a teammate. Pops it, lofts it towards the center. Gets a nice ricochet there. TimTam's shot is a bit high. It's going to be one more attempt from Wabbit, who also keeps it vertically out of the reach of the defenders and gives Queen an extended period here. The slow down from Arts. He's got teammates who are aggressively pushing in tow. This is something that Delta Force likes to do, but again, they have been punished for overcommitting in the attack before.
They have indeed. That touch going to the corner. We'll get to Lemons, but Wabbit gets hit around. Maybe another opportunity. Chase for the shot. Just off net, but there's another follow-up. TimTam finds the net once again. Queens, they're starting to score. They're starting to run away with this game. It's looking good.
Oh, I love how Queens is approaching this right now. Go for something weird. Go for a pinch. Get in the corner and just get the ball to pop out and see what we can do afterwards. If it looks good, we're going to send everything forward. So Chase doesn't manage to get it down, but it's still a good enough basic technical shot. And eventually the answer comes out. Dynasty, they've been unchecked for so long. And now Delta Force, they say, you know what, we're not done. We've got 2 minutes. This game is still very much open, and we haven't lost you yet.
Very true. The game is still open. The cards can be reshuffled. Delta Force can still bring themselves back. It's a great kickoff. Won't quite get in the net. Wabbit looking for clear. Does manage to fake it out and go for the low 50. Arts now looking for an opportunity of his own. TimTam gets the clear away. Lemons keeping the ball around. Delta Force once again, they're starting to bring that pressure that we've seen them be so good at. The Queens, they're learning how to deal with it. They're understanding. But Delta Force are doing such a great job here in the offensive side.
Poking, prodding, they'll take advantage and say thank you for that bit of an opening. They also had a demo there. Their teammate gets knocked into the net, so Lemon's going to have to try and recurl. He's actually got himself into a good position. Good rotation out there to try and give forward Hilux another shot. Still goes high. Delta Force unseated from this offensive standpoint that they're taking up, and the last bastion of Queen needs to hold for a minute. It's how long they've got to defend this 2-goal lead. They've done it now, and they've got to look down the other side. Some creativity from Chase, just showing that they are not ready to just play the defensive wait-out game yet.
No, they're not, but Arts is looking to bring some more shots through for Delta Force. I like that touch from TimTam to the corner. We'll find Arts first. Not much boost in net. Lemons with the shot, kept away by TimTam, who, I might add, had 0 boost. Wabbit, huge clear downfield. TimTam will be looking to follow it. 30 seconds left is all Queens need to hold on to, and 2 goals is a pretty good lead for that time.
The longer you can buy time and let the seconds tick in your opponent's corner, the better. Bit of a backward shot from Wabbit, but turns into a pass. TimTam with work to do. It manages to get that interception afterwards. Awkward bounce out there, immediately clambered onto by TimTam, who's now trying to get it around to his teammates. But 10 seconds left. In fact, that's going to be an extra goal. Queens completely dominates here in game number 3.
And now the only opportunity for Delta Force to bring game 3 back. 3 kickoff goals in a row. They have 3 seconds per goal. So unless this one goes in the net, I think it's safe to assume that Queens have gotten themselves their first game so far this series, which is a very good start, and it's what they need to keep going if they want to win that first place prize.
Whew. One more just for good measure at the end there to keep their opponents in check. But yeah, this was a turning point in the series. If Dynasty was going to do it, they needed to do it now before they set themselves the added pressure of the reverse sweep. And they've done it with confidence, with conviction coming out, and I love to see it there. TimTam with all the points on the board, a full hat trick to the name out of the 4 shots, so a great 75% shooting accuracy, and then also responsible and implicated in the other 2 goals that came out as well. So really nice mobility coming out from TimTam.
Definitely, especially because I'm very happy to see, because he often sits in more of that backward stand, you know? He's more likely to be that third man that cleans it up, but this game he took a much more aggressive approach and shuffled things up a little bit, made it a little bit more awkward for Critical Force, and that seems to have worked. It brought the Queens a win that they've so much needed in the series.
A great win for them. So good. And what makes me so happy as was that they didn't just squeak this out. The fact that they showed that, you know, we're still in this. that now that 2-game, we are running away with the series. We haven't been touched yet. The Queens have now gone, no, it's just 1 game that you won. We got plenty of time. We got a decent buffer. We can still drop another game if we really need to. But right now, we're not looking with any intention towards the possibility that we can lose. And I really like to see that. We head into game number 4. Still, as of yet, everything undecided in this matchup.
Undecided yet. The Queens, they're doing everything they can. Tam keeps the possession in the corner. Wabbit will look for the beat out. Lemons does get a clear. Great demo coming through from Hilux. Will allow an opportunity. Lemons, great touch to the corner. Kept away by Chase. The ball will land in Hilux's hands. The ball's hovering, just a little bit awkward. The will be kept away. Arts manages to double it through. Lemons keeping the ball around. Delta Force, they're putting on an onslaught of pressure right now. They're looking for the opportunities. They don't want to make it too easy for the Queens. And they are almost finding their net. The Queens are not getting scored on just yet.
1-2 touches, a couple of nice 50s that go their way, and Delta Force still making a nuisance of themselves. Tim Tam into the air, doesn't get any distance, and possession certainly not turned over as a result of that play. Instead, Delta Force, they continue to link, they do not retreat, they go forward and they get their goal.
Beautiful pass coming from Lemons backwards to Arts. That's such an awkward touch. But he finds the nose of his teammate absolutely perfectly. Delta Force, they bring in the lead once again. Queens, they're going to need to find a response.
Going to need to find a response. Still enlightened and emboldened, I'm sure, by that previous game. Tim Tam goes into the aggressive. Finds the forward highlights. A tussle in the midfield there between 2 Delta Force players. Gives some space, and Queens trying to jump on it right there. Soft touch there. Gives all the possession away to Arts. Lemons cut out there on the play. Bit of a poke away here. Delta Force reclaiming their space down the field, saying to Queens that you had your game. We're here. We're going to try and bring this any way around your stalwart defense. We respect it. We have more to offer.
They're looking for the opportunities, and so are Queens, but I must say, Delta Force, they've been looking for a lot of passes, and I really like that. They're keeping the plays nice and neat between 1 or 2 players, getting amazing passes through. Queens have been dealing with it really well so far. Forward Hilux looking to clear downfield. Will be kept away by Chase. Ball lands back up in Hilux's hands. Once again, Chase turning on that one. Little 50 around mid. Wabbit for the clear. We'll go a little bit soft, allows Hilux some time. We'll be Wabbit on that immediately, though. I like the confidence that I've been seeing from Queens. They just need to find that net. There it is! Tim Tam gets the touch off the backboard, finds the goal, equalizes the game. Queens, they still have a lot left in them.
I mean, you recognize it. You said immediately, I like that. The immediate challenge to put the Delta Force players under some pressure, and then Queens just dominated the aerial game from there. They were up so quickly. They got the passes out of reach of anything that Delta Force could hope to grab. Put their goal in there. Really well-constructed play coming out from this Queens side. And when you give them the space, or even if they have to wrench it away for themselves, there are someone to be worried about. So we have our level game as we head into the second half. It's Delta Force coming forward. They're going to get a goal in immediate reply.
They're not letting Queens get away with this one. 2-1 Delta Force. Arts manages to 50 out and get the pinch right down to that bottom right corner for the Queens. And now Queens, their progress has been reset. They need to find a goal once again to bring themselves. But I feel like if they keep that confidence that they were playing with a little bit earlier, they definitely have what it takes. Maybe an opportunity. Tim Tam, beautiful flick up for Chase. Won't be the one for Queens to capitalize on. But Delta Force, they need to try extend the lead if they want to keep this game in their hands.
Doing a good job right now of defending. Nice chip out there from forward Hilux. It's a single player to beat. And instead just settles for their boost. Going to pick up the mid one as well to secure it. And has the freedom to turn. Early jump comes out from Lemons, but he's read it well. He's able to intercept that. Still Queens not rebuffed. Challenged high. Forward Hilux does he have another cheeky touch? He does not on the way down. Instead it's up to Arts. And while Queens, every time they try and take a step forward, they're quickly having to turn around. So you need to respect that Delta Force is here with intent.
Definitely. As I mentioned that I like Queen's confidence, Delta Force, they're oozing with that confidence. They've been pre-jumping almost every single play. Wabbit looking for the follow-up. Gets the play. Chase for the shot, but Art keeps it out. Tim Tam touch the backward, looking for the opportunity. Can't find the net. Chase keeping it around onto the post. Tumtam, the touch is too awkward. He can't find the angle. Queens, they were so close, but they couldn't find the net.
Half a quarter of a second, a tenth of a second rushed on some of those plays, and they just could not get the accuracy past the defenders. So many people pre-jumping from Delta Force, and they stay alive. Now we devolve as the pace picks up one more gear. Queens, we head into the final minute. Pop out towards the center. Lemons is up for it. It's a great read. Good car control. Wild jump from forward Hilux gives the space. He's going to try to chase this down, but doesn't really have the position. Settles for the boost. Now he and Art both behind the play of the game. Lemons instead sends it up high, sends it up long. Going to be easily dealt with to the side. I mean, to the side still gives the opportunity for Lemons to set something up in the center here.
Very true, Queens. 30 seconds left. They need to get this ball out of their half. Time is ticking away, and Lemons is putting on the opportunities with the pass. Won't be there, though. Wabbit needs to keep control. They need to keep the ball in their hands. They can't afford just another booming clear into Delta's hands. Chase trying to do just that. Gets the touchdown. Tumtam hits it down to the blue side. It's where the ball needs to be. Maybe an opportunity. Tumtam with the 50 chase there. Taps to the backboard. Maybe the shot. There it is. 3 seconds left, and Queens, they find the double tap. They get the goal and tie it right back.
That is an incredible late game play, and Chase with the nerves of steel to see and realize that Delta Force are going to not want to give it away their lead in the last second. Holds full break, chips it up, follows it through, and again past the last diving defender, finds the equalizer. Queens, they're ready to fight, and they're going to have a kickoff goal. They turn the game, they turn this series on its head.
They get 2 games back to back. Beautiful kickoff from Queens. 4-second overtime. You know, those kickoffs, they can be so deadly, but it worked in the hands of the Queens. Now we're back to a tied series. And we've just got, I think, 3 or so games left.
Maximum of 3 games, and I'm reading chat here, guys. I've got my eyes on you. The anguish, the cheers, the jubilation, the pure passion that is filling this Rocket League stadium here tonight is phenomenal. It really is the story unscripted. And I mean, Muzz and I had a long, challenging series earlier, and I recognized and I appreciated your romantic spirit there, Lol. So let's see. You still believe Game 7 on the cards?
You know what? I would love to see a Game 7. Even though, you know, the evening's being dragged out by some very long series, I still love Rocket League. And I would still love to see these teams battle it out in Game 7, maybe with a bit of a golden goal, you know? One opportunity. Both these teams, they have what it takes. They know they can do it. They both could be taking home first place.
I think both of these teams, though, so reliant on psychology. Right now, we have a very different situation. Delta Force came in feeling so confident, but are obviously starting to suffer from that fatigue. The Queens had a rough early period of play. They managed to rally. It now almost feels like whoever wins this to me, Lol, is the one that's going to win this in 4. Damn! The breakaway goals here from the Queens.
Oh, beautiful recognition from Tumtam. He lands with the ball right next to it. Knows even though he has no boost, he can get the beat out on the last defender. Kickoff goal, 3 seconds in. Delta Force, they just lost the game to a kickoff goal. That must be painful.
Yeah, now the psychology needs to lock in. You've relied so much on your team working together. If anyone from Delta Force has the misnomer that they need to try and pull this series onto their own shoulders, they could end up throwing the game. It's up to your ability to just stabilize here for Delta Force. They've got forward with Lemons on an optimistic jump. Tumtam going to take an early jump there and in fact give away possession as a result, but some loose rushed play from Delta Force is not looking like we've seen of them of old. What we have seen though is them causing consternation when they cramp up like this.
Very true, Delta Force though. They don't look very devastated in the mental just yet. That's a bit awkward for forward highlights. Beautiful shot from Wabbit Dynasty, putting the 2-goal lead. And now it might start shaking the mentals of Delta Force just a little bit more. They just need to make sure they stay focused, they stay locked in, and they make sure they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah, It's all about the vibes here right now. Queens, I'm sure, they are ecstatic with the way things are going and taking advantage again of Delta Force just not cleanly meeting the ball where they need to. This one's going to chip out. Forward Hilux going to be able to catch, but again, a little bit of miscommunication. He and Arts showed intention for that ball. Arts going to be up for this one right now. Forward Hilux, he fakes out high, tries to go low, can't get to the ball in time. Arts is going to have another look at this with Lemons waiting there patiently. Going to turn it around, takes it into a dribble stance and starts working forward. He's bought the time for his teammates, but he can't get the flick out of that corner.
Delta Force, they're keeping the pressure going. They're looking for the opportunities, but they don't have tons of boost to work with. Wow, but I love that attempt on the pinch, but it couldn't quite get it through. Huge clear coming through from Tim Arts. Touch not quite there, and that's something I've been noticing about Delta Force. The touches are depleting. They're losing control a little bit easier. They're not finding the opportunities as easily as they were earlier on. And with favor, but that's a bit of a whip on the backboard. Arts, he's going to eat that one up. He appreciates it. Finds a goal for Delta Force.
I love that. Fort Hilux just offering that up as a question and saying, you've got to get rid of this. If this ball comes down, I have teammates who are going to send it into the back. Queens left notwithstanding in any defensive prowess, so they don't manage to get out that ball. The Queens suffer one goal against them. Delta Force now, they come clashing in again. Charging two people. Lemons vacant on loan on the back line. Dispossessed of their life, but in fact, somehow still comes away with the ball.
You know, I felt scared for the last defender of Delta Force. I saw the demo from Chase coming through well before the ball was even past the halfway mark, but the net wasn't quite where Queens thought it was. They could have gotten a bigger lead, but they couldn't quite find it. Now the ball's back in their half. Delta Force, they're looking to tie up the game. No one there. Wabbit leaves it down for Chase. Scary play, but nothing bad comes from it just yet. Beautiful 50 from Chase, gets the bump on Lemons. The ball will be sent back to the red half. The Queens, they just need to hold on for 2 minutes.
Awkward touch coming out, Chad. Queens putting themselves under pressure. No one from Delta Force ready and waiting to take this. Arts takes it a little bit slower. He's got Fort Hilux who's going to make up that deficit in time, but well defended again by Queens. They've set it up high, they've set it up long, and Delta Force trapping it on their own backboard. Reclaim this. They got a bit of a breakaway. This is a quick dribble. Bounce. 1, 2. Gets the angle. Fort Hilux turns this around. I think there was a bit of a defensive lapse there where someone dives for boost instead, and Fort Hilux from the smallest angle he can eventually get it in from levels it out.
Yeah, you know, on the side of Queens, a little bit of a parallel rotation on the third man where you can't see your teammate and you both end up filling the same position at the same time. Left it to be an open net for Delta Force. Not an easy one, but definitely one that will get scored. Back to a tied game. Delta Force, their confidence is going to start rising once again. They need to keep it. Queens, they can't let go yet.
Queens also showing that their mental is starting to take a bit of strain here. A big aggressive push down that left-hand side, stabilizing now. They get a big clear up from the wily Wabbits. And with pressure actually afterwards, it's going to be a difficult position. Delta Force, they can't get it out. Wabbit has created that intercept that they needed. 2 minutes or a minute just over left on the clock. Delta Force wrench it back into their side. The pass comes out from Lemons. Too venomous Fort Hilux to get onto, and the creativity now just devolving into a game of awkward, chaotic pinches.
Very true. Queens, they might have not had as long of a night so far as Delta Force, but they're feeling the strain just as much. Chase, touch the backboard, Tim Tam for the shot! Queens, they get their lead again. There's 1 minute left in the clock. Will it be enough, Altruism?
Oh, Delta Force is starting to look worrying. There were some dives into those challenges. Arts, I'm looking at you on that one. All the love, friend. You played so well, but that was not the play. The double touch from Chase was just too much for anyone to Delta Force to read, and it just created the opportunity. And like you said, time and time again, Tim Tam ready there to finish it off, but Delta Force is not done yet. They got 40 seconds. Lemons gonna tussle it out, man fight it out of the corner. Tim Tam the one to emerge victorious, but doesn't get the dribble that he wants, and Fort Hilux gonna keep Delta Force with 30 seconds to equal this up.
30 seconds left, and Delta Force are in the side of the field that they want to be in. Lemons keeping it around, keeping this pressure going. It's been going on for a while. Queens, they want to escape it now. A little bit of a team bump in the net might be bad. kept away this time by Tumtam. Wabbit, no boost. Just the story of the Queens. 9 seconds left, touching the backboard. It's awkward shot coming through. Kept away. Queens, they have a ball. They can keep it and put it down. Queens get themselves onto series point, onto championship point.
Oh my goodness, Queens had to work so hard at the end there. The desperate hammering at the door to let me in again. But Delta Force rebuffed time and time again taking the lion's share of the shots. But Wabbit steps up. I said he was the lowest scorer previously. Now ditching the demos and taking the mantle onto his own shoulders there. Scores a critical goal near the end. And like you say, we go to game number 6, the Field of Broken Dreams.
Oh, you know, I would like to mention on the side of Queens, I think every game they've won so far, they had a different player stepping up. I think in game 1 we had Tumtam getting the MVP by quite a lot of points. Game 2 it's Chase. He pulled through. He got 600-700 points. This game it's Wabbit pulling up 500-600, showing every player in Queens they are very important. They know they are working together and they're finding a way through.
It's something that I said about Delta Force at the beginning, was that it was a deep roster where everyone pulled their weights, and the truth can very obviously be said about the Queens. Everyone has roles, but everyone can flex into what is required at the time, as Delta Force now on their last legs have decided to go for that tactical timeouts. They've got to discuss what's gone wrong, what in the series has suddenly shifted, because that's 3 games in a row to the Queens, and they only need 1 more.
Yeah, they only need 1 more, and calling a timeout this late kind of scares me just a little bit because, you know, you are delaying it, but at the same time, they have 2 games to their name. If they can win this one, that is really good. But then, on the contrary, you look at Queens, they still have their timeout. If Queens lose this, they're going to take that timeout, and they're going to be coming into game number 7 with the timeout buff.
The timeout buff, it's a real thing right now. And I think the big thing for Delta Force that this timeout allows them to do is, A, we talked about their stamina, breathe. Have a drink of water, just flex those fingers, get yourself back, wipe your hands down if it's become sweaty, because it feels like it has. On the other side, like you talk about, I certainly am not surprised that someone like the Queens are not taking their timeout right now. It kind of breaks the momentum of a team that is doing well. So it is going to be the Queens who have to worry about coming back in, and they're not going to hit the ball perfectly. Their communication is going to be just that fraction off. Respect the timeout buff is all I'm saying for the Queens. We can still see our game 7 yet.
Ooh, yes, that timeout buff, we've seen it before, can be really, really overpowered. It can do a lot. Getting that time to just reset your mental, reset your strategy. For the opposition, they don't know what strategy you're planning to implement into the upcoming games, and now they're left where they have to adjust on the fly, which isn't really the easiest thing to do sometimes.
Yeah. If you guys have missed it, and for some reason this is the first time you're joining in, we'd just like to remind you of what's up for stake. 18,000 Rand worth of prizes this week. 5,000 of them are here tonight. 3,350 Rand for the winner. 1,650 for second place. And only one of these teams can win it. Queens, they've set themselves that task of 1 more game. They've managed to wrench it back and effectively reverse a sweep style. Coming back into this with all the momentum that they could ever want. Delta Force has the timeout given them the answers that they need.
Well, we hope it has the answers that they need, but so far, they haven't been doing what they've been doing a lot during the series. Queens, they're getting a bit of possession. That's a bit of an awkward rotation. Does leave the net a bit open, but Wabbit gets a beautiful touch despite his low boost to get the ball out of the danger zone. Wabbit staying on this one, will get dunked, will be up to Tumtam. Now Art, looking for an opportunity of his own, taps it out to Lemons. Big touch to the backboard. There's a demo coming out from Delta Force. I love that physicality. I love that it opens up the opportunities for you to potentially find some more goals.
Queens, quick counter-attack attempt there. Rebuff from Delta Force is going to take it out. Lemons trying to use all the creativity. Again, a little bit of miscommunication from Delta Force. Quickly dealt with. They managed to get themselves a quick charge in there. Art's denied out. Quick clear down the other side. Delta Force, Queens, each of them showing that they want possession of this field. Fall hard, like I said, an open net to aim at, but the soft touch down there, maybe hoping a teammate was going to come to the rescue. Lemons instead takes to the skies and gets past one. Chase has work to do to get this some length down the field.
Out Tam, big pass through. Chase looks for the bump, but Lemons does get a touch towards net. I didn't realize no one was back. Wabbit does get there in time to keep it away from the net. Tam touches hard and to the side. Oh, it's can't quite reach that one. Hilux touch the backboard, kept by Chase with some good control, but lands up two people in the offense side. Tam, no boost. Shot coming through. Lemons finds the first goal of the game. First goal after the timeout. Delta Force get the lead.
Oh man, Arthur was put into such a precarious situation there. He sees his two teammates dive into that play and goes, this ball's loose, but I can't afford to go too quickly. Buys the time, waits it out for his teammates to start rotating, and then jumps in there. The counter-attack, the opening goal, these kickoff opportunities of the Queens have been so good for them, and they're in a good position now, but the only reason that they're here is because Delta Force has already secured that opening shot.
Very true, but that kickoff, as mentioned, from Queens, it's been very, very scary multiple times in every single game. Delta Force, they're not letting another one of those go through. Queens looking for more opportunities. Lemons, I think it was no Wabbit. Then with someone on the side of Delta Force, opens a bit of space. Hilux is going to look for the shot. Won't be hard enough to take Wabbit out of position. Chase doesn't get the touch, but does bump off Arts. Wabbit now looking to clear the ball a little bit more forwards. Can't quite find it further out. Tam trying to get the ball out of the Queen's side. Gets past to Chase, looking for the follow-up. Kept away once again. Delta Force, they're holding a lot of possession. They're keeping this ball in the side of the Queens, and they're not giving much room to breathe.
The Queens are fighting back. They're getting these 1-2 touches, that double jump up there. Neither of them makes connection. It would have been okay if they got something on it, but an open back line here. Lemons with some space. Doesn't come far enough away to get an angle, and Chase had done the work to get around and was waiting for that. Now it's Delta Force. They've got the position that they need to create an opportunity. Lemons and, well, Arts both but get a touch on that, and it kind of negates each other. Queen's going to take this as an opportunity to get their breakaway. Lost a player in the puff of smoke in the back line, though. It means they don't have the third. Only going to be rejoining right now, but relegated to just making a bit of defensive work. Doesn't have any distance on this as Chase just holds it in the air and tries to bait someone from Delta Force in.
Ball landing back in the Queen's side. Tam gets clear over Arts. That's good, but it's onto the Lemons car. Another 50 coming through. Chase, big pass to Wabbit. I love to see a shot coming through top left. Burns! Wabbit with the snipe. Dynasty Queens with the tied game.
Oh, the pass to get it forward, and then like you say, the accuracy, the pace, it was all there. Queens setting themselves up with basically a set play and confirming it at the end there. Just over a minute again, and once more, this game, this series continues to be poised on a knife's edge. Anyone's game to go. Delta Force comes forward. They want to set the tempo, but the Queens have a bit of space now. Oh, Wabbit's committed hard into the back line. Can he get back to reinforce his team? It doesn't need to. Tam's got the progress going the way of the Queens. They're going to have to follow up. They've got to have a weak shot cut across from Delta Force. No.
Now Delta Force going onto the counter. Follow-up off the side. Well, maybe the redirect kept away by the backline. Art tap to the side, looking for the follow-up. Lemons will be there. Now Wabbit's going to leave it up for Chase. Maybe another opportunity. Great touch to the backboard, but Hilux, he's patient and he waits for it to land in his hands. Wabbit keeping it around. 30 seconds left. Both teams, they're very equal. Lots of opportunities, but none of them are extremely convincing. Both the defense and the offense has been really good this game.
It's been spectacular. These guys are holding steady for so long, and they've held steady for 4.5 minutes. 15 seconds left. Queen's in the more advantageous position in terms of making the play. Delta Force always ready to send it high, start creating some sort of breakaway. They got a big boom from forward Hilux. Gonna try and look to keep it going. Bounce up high, goes towards the center. Chase versus Arts. Arts drops it back down. It's just killed. We go to another overtime. A single goal could separate it. That goal for Queens secures them the grand finals. One goal for Delta Force takes us to Champions Field.
Could go either way. Queens, once again, as the stories goes, getting a lot of early pressure. Good opportunity. Wabbit onto the backboard. No one there. That's awkward. But Queen, they don't have the boost to capitalize. The ball lands back up in Chase's hands. Taps to the corner. Wabbit clearing it out. Lemons on that one immediately. The ball will be awkward. Chase, he's bumping his own teammate off the backboard, and he might pay for it. Not quite. Queens, they barely survived that one, but Delta Force, they're still sending every man at this play.
Oh, the accuracy was just a little off from Delta Force and Queens, trying for a cheeky little bounce in the center to get them the turnaround goal. Neither comes to fruition. Art with a bit of a breakaway. He's got himself some too much speed, so he resorts to the pass towards Lemons. Lemons fakes it out, actually, I believe. Didn't even bother going for that. Instead, it leaves it up to a high ball in the center to determine the fates. Chase, trying to get creative with some back play, has to resort to rotating around as Tim Tam called into the defense.
I like that Tim Tam took his time. He allowed his team to get back, but there's a little bit of a double commit on the back line. Wabbit wants to get the clear. The ball just land up right back in his corner. Chase, not much boost, manages to keep it close enough. Hilux, touch away. Wabbit will get the clear. Tim Tam pushing forwards, but it does benefit. Wabbit looking for the opportunity for the shot. Can't find it in. Hilux, he wants to get the ball out. He wants to give Delta Force the time to get in position and be ready. Chase, trying to keep it around the touch. Lands up in Tim Tam's hand. Shot not very convincing. Hilux, big clear through. Wabbit needs that touch. Manages to get it to the corner. Both teams, they're finding awkward positions. Neither have capitalized just yet. Wabbit maybe the redirect. Fakes it out. Hilux keeps Delta Force safe. And now they're back on the counterattack.
Oh, I love these counters, though. Those long clears from each side. And Tim Tam going to break that immediately to instead resort to going on the ground. But both these sides trying to deal with this as succinctly as possible and turn it into a counterattack opportunity. This time, it's Delta Force. They've sent two up for it. It's a decent touch. Just finds its way onto the backboard. Art's going to just resort to the close range combat. Trying to flick it up out of that corner. Doesn't have any venom to get the bounce right. And forward Hilux as well. Challenged physically through the ball by Chase, who gets the ball rolling around the car, picks it back up, gets another flick on top of that. But Delta Force unifying together to be able to hold it steady.
They're keeping themselves around. Big touch coming from forward Hilux, sending back to the Queen's half. Chase, keeping that one close. I do like it. Maybe the demo opportunity. Tim Tam taking time. That's gonna be a goal. Beautiful on play. And Queens, they take it through in game number 6. 2 minutes 44 overtime. That was close.
The Cinderella story comes true. The Queen's gonna raise up the crowd, earning the second title here for Dynasty. And I mean, that eventually that Cinderella story came with a bit of brute force into the shoe, but they made it fit at the end with a demo to confirm it. We talked about the impact that those well-timed demos can have. And this security, the grand finals, once more decided here on Neo Tokyo, and a big congratulations has to go to Dynasty Queens.
Definitely. Be at the same time, Critical Force, Delta Force, they played so well. They made it so far. But the Cinderella story has to prevail this time. Usually it doesn't. So I'm very happy to see one making its way through, coming from 6th seed. Bottom Dogs taking the first place prize pool in the playoffs.
Huge play. 3,350 Rand making its way into our team in red. And it just was an exhibition of Rocket League. That's what I'm so excited about. The two games that I got to cast were such tight contests that could have gone either way, simply because everyone on the field was giving it their all and has put pay to the hours, the hundreds, thousands of hours that they've dedicated to this game. It was so visible here on our field tonight.
Definitely, and some of the plays were so good. Some of them mechanical, some of them simple pass plays, but absolutely effective. The demo play at the end, I love the foresight to realize that you have 3 people going forwards and there's only 1 defender left in that net. To know that and then go for the demo is really good coming from the Queens. Just shows it makes sense why they were able to bring this tournament home and take themselves into that first place position.
Well played to Dynasty Queens. Well played to Critical Force. Both of them proud representatives, ambassadors of their units right now. As we head back to Greybeard, and Greybeard, any surprise? I mean, Tim Tam, the obvious MVP coming out there. I mean, that one game alone, he just dominated the score lines, and 8 goals out of 17 shots, just tenacity to go through. And it seems to be a consistent theme, an equal number of saves on the other side. You got to work everywhere here in threes.
Oh, yeah.
Man, oh man, oh man. If I think about Dynasty, this is their second championship, but in Prospect, you had the team there, number one in the league. They were undefeated, so they were number one all the way through, became champions. And then in this tier, in Elite, the Dynasty team coming out of 6th place, 6th in the league, and doing what they had to do in the playoffs to become the champions. And you see it there. Surprisingly, over the course of the series, Delta Force having the better of the ball possession and the field domination, and still coming off second best. That is a huge surprise, but what a night Dynasty Queens have had. And this they definitely had to work the hardest for. Swept their way through play-ins, 4-1 in the semi-finals, but here in the grand final, they had to put in a shift, Ultrazim.
They had to put in a shift. They had to put in a long shift, especially when you're considering that there were 2 games down at the beginning. Someone had a big chat, a good long chat to these guys, and was like, all right, guys, we've had our warm-up. You've been sitting on the bench. We understand you're cold. Get it together. We got to win this. And they pulled it off. Those were some of the most inspiring words. I'd love to hear what was said there.
And it was looking rough for them. I mean, off to a very poor start, 2 behind. And you're on the cusp there. It's not a crisis, but you're on the cusp. You're just 5 minutes away from a crisis. But they managed to pull it back, and then that was absolutely a turning point. I mean, they won 4 games on the trot. They lost those 2, but they were all very, very close. A fantastic series, a fitting series. For a grand final, and man, what a stunning performance. And Lolly, you happy with the series MVP in the grand final, Tim Tam and his sidekick Popcorn?
Yes, I love Tim Tam. I love all the players coming from that Queen's roster, but Tim Tam in particular, he has a very important role that he often plays for them. And today I saw something that he didn't do as much in the previous times I've seen him play. He stepped more forwards. He started taking a bit more of an aggressive approach rather than sitting back and staying third and just cleaning up a bit of the mess. And I really like that. He played much more confident, and it worked to Queen's benefit.
Gentlemen, speaking of putting in a shift, the 2 of you have put in a shift. And congratulations, our latest tier by far. I mean, it's now 25 past 10. The first 2 nights, I was already asleep by this time. But here we are still working. But great work. Well done, Ultras and Lolanizer. Thank you very much. And now we go and have a chat with Wabbit, a clever Wabbit. Oh, the man's looking the part. He's looking the part. Rabbit, I get to speak to you for a second time tonight, and I'm going to say congratulations, but I'm also hoping you will acknowledge you guys got really, really lucky on Neo Tokyo. There were some very dodgy moments you got away with.
I mean, I was telling the gents that it's destiny, We're just destined to win this one, the way some of it was going. Oh my goodness.
So what was happening? Because, I mean, you guys were on such a tear, and then you come out in the grand final, bang, bang, you're down 2 games, and it's like, oh my word, I think they blew all their juice in the play-ins and the semis.
Yeah, no, it was, we were just kind of cold. I think we were very rusty after, we didn't really hop into free play and that, and we didn't have a intermediary scrim ready. But luckily we had a full reset. We were considering using the timeout at the beginning, but then we were like, nah, we've got this. We stay on it, we grind it, we'll do it. And then that's how it turned out.
And it's quite something to come from 6th place. I mean, granted, there was a 3-point difference between 6th and 1st. It was really close, but still, the 6th place team coming and being champions. And Sean Falcon, who's been in the production side, sort of helping with the observing and involved there, so he played no part, but he was quite chuffed being a two-time RSC champion.
Yes, I mean, I can imagine he joined our voice chat and he's like, I'm running around the field, and just the emotions are so crazy. I'm containing them now, but I was also screaming. I don't think I'll have a voice tomorrow, to be honest.
Now, when you started the season, for you, was it we want to win this, or was there a like, okay, if we finish in the top 4, or was there a metric for success at the start of the season?
There wasn't necessarily a metric, but we wanted to win it. We wanted to win everything. Like we never go into it with thinking, oh, we don't have a chance here, we're getting blown out the water. It's more just, can we do it? And if the best team wins, then we're happy, whether that's us or our opponents, you know. And
Rabbit, honestly, how much can you see with those glasses on? Can you actually see what's going on?
Well, no.
I mean, you look fantastic. Make no mistake. I'm just wondering if they're functional.
No, they are somewhat functional. They block up our ring light. I can't read anything in front of me, but I don't need to read right now.
Brilliant stuff. So, I mean, you're kind of all over the country. You and Falcon are down in Cape Town. Chase is on the coast, like is it Richards Bay, Jeffreys Bay?
He's in
one of the bays.
He's in between the two. He's usually like at the moment I think he's down in the southern suburbs, so we can still meet up and then Tim Tam is in the Eastern Cape.
Oh wow!
Like in the wilderness somewhere there.
Oh wow! Okay.
It's funny. We always work on
it sort of feels like you should be getting together and having yourselves a celebratory drink or a lot.
Oh, 100%. That's the order of business right now.
All right. Well, a clever rabbit, Tim Tam, Chase, Falcon.
My God.
What a performance. What a season. You guys are RSC Season 3 champions in Elite. Congratulations. Outstanding performance. Fully deserved. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Well, go carry on celebrating with your team. And no doubt we're going to see you very involved in Season 4. I have no doubt. We've got plans, myself and Daniel and others, of how exactly we're roping you in. But you're never leaving this. You're never leaving this league. You're stuck now.
I was hoping I was a part of the furniture already, but sure.
Yeah. Well, listen, you are, and you're being bolted to the floor. Rabbit, congratulations and thank you very much, man. Cheers.
Thank you.
My goodness, here we are, our longest night by far. It started all the way back with play-ins, a very long match between the Prowlers and Darkness. Darkness prevailing, going through to the semis. Another very long series. An unfortunate disconnect from Varate late in the series meant that they crashed out and sending Critical Force through. And what a fitting series to see Dynasty Queens being the Elite champions. A wonderful night. And as long as it has been exhilarating to see and to be a part of. Once again, thank you to everyone being involved. Muzz, Lolanizer, Altruism. And then over on the B stream, we had TheBromeo, we had Vector, we had Bruv, sweating, getting involved in streaming, and he had a baptism of fire with all the sweating to get the technical sorted out to make sure it runs. But then here we have Falcon in the back, we have Daniel, we have Deploy, and then our admins, Heinz, doing a stellar job, and then the Dogman putting his hand up saying, I'll admin over on the B stream. Big up to him. What a season this is, and we have just one more playoffs. One more game tomorrow night. Play-ins and semi-finals and grand finals for the Master Tier. It is our grand finale of a grand season. And no doubt you will all join us. Thank you all for being there. And one last time, I'm going to chuck in a link to the order form for the t-shirt if you want. I've had a couple of requests, so there it is. Order your t-shirts. But that is it from me tonight. Tomorrow night, one more time, join us, 6:45. We bring you the Master Champion around this time. Hopefully a little earlier, but this time tomorrow night. We'll see you all there. Peace!
And what a shot from Kirica, taking that off the ceiling, underneath the ball, and straight down the middle.
Oh, there it is, out of the blue.
2 seconds left on the clock, and the Joker finds something out of nothing.
Now, that pass from Shadow was immaculate, playing it straight down center. He just had to get a touch, and it's all he needed.
Sonic has a chance, it's an open net if he sees it. Looking for the shot downfield, goes into the corner, Kilogram! He gets the goal!
They're just in front of the net. Nuke barely keeps it out there, dies on the goal line. The last shot, it finds it through. Entity gonna pick it up.